2023, a group of researchers formed the Truth Mafia, a collective determined to investigate conspiracies and occult mysteries that have been buried for centuries. With a passion for uncovering the truth, they delve into the darkest corners of history, pop culture, and ancient mysteries, seeking answers to questions that have plagued humanity for ages. The Truth Mafia is led by Tommy Truthful, a man shrouded in mystery and intrigue, dedicated to uncovering the hidden truths behind some of the world's most perplexing and enigmatic phenomena. Their research has led them down countless rabbit holes, from deciphering ancient symbols to exploring the hidden meanings behind popular media and literature. Despite the risks and challenges they face, the Truth Mafia remains steadfast in their quest for knowledge. Will their investigations lead to groundbreaking revelations, or will they unravel an even deeper web of secrets and lies? Only time will tell in this ongoing saga of conspiracy and intrigue.
Welcome to another episode of the Truth Mafia podcast with your host, Tommy Truthful. Make sure you smash that like button, share this video. Tonight, we got an amazing episode for you. Before we get going, this is called Fair Use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. So make sure you go opt in to our daily newsletter. That's over on truthmafia.com. And, you can join the membership over there, get our members only content. I got a video right now I'm getting ready to release tomorrow for my members. I haven't put a members video out in probably a month though. Sorry about that, guys. I've been so busy revamping the social media site. So truthfultv.com now, when you go over there, we have our whole own social media part. It's called Truthful Social. So you can share information and not be censored. And over there, if you want to get your personal decode and find out your role in the simulation we call life, whether you're one of these NPCs, non-player characters controlled by this Saturn matrix, or a first player character in control of your own reality, that link is down below in the bio. And I also give you instructions on, so once you pay for it, you just send me an email with the screenshot, proof of payment with your first, last name, date of birth. Make sure you spell out the month, because people from around the world, they write the dates differently. That way there's no confusion. And then I do the decode and send it back to you. And we also got a big sale going on over on truthfultv.com as well. And, this 5G right now, guys, it's getting out of control. It really is. I got a video I'm going to play for you in a second before we get into the alien stuff. And this video is sponsored through Body Align in the energy protection. Use promo code TruthMafia. That link is down below too. These things are amazing. They have the Shungite, tourmaline, and other elements grounded up into that wristband, which you see it has that hologram on the back that has certain frequencies and energies binded to it, which protects your body from these frequencies that we're being bombarded with. And the video I'm going to play you, this guy, I just found him. I never heard of him before, but that's really what he's talking about. They're building this whole phantom matrix with the D-Wave quantum computers plugged into social media. That's all plugged into CERN, the www dot. That was all created at CERN in, I believe, 1989 to be exact, by Tim Berners-Lee. So the whole thing is feeding some other reality. They've learned how to harvest our energy, right? And with the chemtrails and all of it, I think it's all part of some ancient technology that they're using, some ancient summoning technology. Like, did you see the video, guys, with the freaking clouds where they're hitting them with the frequencies? So they're spraying the chemtrails, right? And then they're hitting them with the 5G frequencies. And I think all of it is part of this ancient tech, and it's some alchemical summoning machine that the 5G towers, all of it. They're opening up other realities, other dimensions, because they want to harvest this antimatter from there. And we see they're using it to control the weather, cause these unnatural disasters all around the world. So it's quite fascinating. You know, they've definitely normalized these chemtrails too. Like they're in movies now and shit. When I was growing up, you didn't see this type of stuff. I mean, I'm this year, guys, January 17th, I'll be 42. So I'm turned into an old man. But you know, we didn't see this shit. When I was little, you had what they call condensation trails, but then they would disappear. Now they stay up there and they expand, and then they hit them with the frequency, and that's when you see all the patterns in them. So there's something crazy going on in this reality, and I think it's all tied to these entities. I think what they tell us aliens are fallen angels. They just took that word alien and, you know, rebranded it, because look at the word itself, alien. I mean, it literally spells a lie. You know what I'm saying? Can everybody hear me good? Can you guys hear me? Smash that like button. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Shout out to everybody in the comments. But we're going to get in tonight about the Collins elite. And this is an elite group within the government, the Collins elite, that is supposed to be, I guess it's kind of split between two factions, but it's supposed to be a Christian organization. And End Times Productions did an amazing video about it, where he talked about them going into the underground bunkers, and they had to sign this paper that they wouldn't say the name Jesus Christ down there, because these entities that were called the Nephilim, that was part of the rules. You could not say the name Jesus Christ. Well, we probably know why they're scared of that name, regardless if you believe he's a real person or higher consciousness representing the kundalini that goes up to 33 vertebrae to connect to our pineal gland. There's still power within his name, right? Because so many people believe in him, it puts power in his name. But all this transhumanism, the black goo, the nanotech, it's all to plug humanity into this other reality. And then you had Aleister Crowley, Jack Parsons doing their rituals. And that's when the Collins elite came in, when Jack Parsons was doing the Babylon workings, and he opened a portal in 1946 to another reality. The next thing you know, boom, all these aliens come in. Government's making pacts with certain extraterrestrials. You know, they're not extraterrestrials, they're freaking demons. And that's why a lot of these elites that allegedly run the world now, you know, I hate calling them elites, but you know what I'm talking about. They, I think they're possessed, many of them. I really do believe that with all my heart. So we're going to get into it. Let me play this 5G video for you real quick before we get going, though.
Or I'm going to say it again. These 5G towers, they're not for internet and phone service. That's all a scam and a lie and a cover story for the Project Bluebeam technology, for the microwave weapon that it was designed to be, to zap you with frequencies and mess with your sleep and your health. This is not conspiracy theory. And by the way, those of you that want to throw out the word conspiracy theory, that immediately tells me how ignorant and asleep you are. You don't even know what that term, where it came from or why they use it. It's simply to discredit whistleblowers, people telling the truth. So when you throw that term around, you just show that you're asleep and a sheep. That's it. So I'm going to show you this video because a lot of these are starting to come out now. These companies and these small mom and pop shops that fix your cell phones on a daily basis. When you take them in, they're broken or they need repairs or a new screen. These people that own these repair shops are now making videos about what they're finding when they take your phone apart. There is no 5G chip in these phones. They're not only charging you more money for the phones and making a huge profit, but it's not even got the 5G in it. That's why your service still sucks. After all these billions of dollars spent on marketing about the blazing fast speeds you're gonna have. Check out the video.
I have two 5G phones in front of me. Right there is where the 5G chip is supposed to be. And right there is where the 5G chip is supposed to be. And again, I fix phones every day, so you can take me You can take this from a reliable source. There's not a single phone in Canada that supports 5G. There's not a single carrier in Canada that supports 5G. It's a marketing scam. There's no such thing as 5G in this phone. What you're investing in is 5G for the future. So they're charging $200 extra for 5G when it's not even there. I don't know if this speaks wonders to you, but I think the government's doing other things with the 5G towers.
So, guys, wake up to the scam, wake up to the marketing lies and manipulation, and wake up to what these poisonous towers are actually there for and what they're going to do to you.
Yeah, they're definitely doing other things with it, ain't they, guys? They damn sure are. Now, I just bought the iPhone 16, and I was looking today trying to figure out how to take this sumbitch apart, because I'm going to look in there my damn self. I need to figure this out, guys. And this iPhone 16 says it has 5G on it, so we're going to see. We're going to find out, and I'm a video recorder for you guys. We'll find out if it's got them in there. But regardless if it does, the 4G and 3G are bad enough. You know what I'm saying? But the 5G, we see the towers going up. So what are they being used for? Well, HARP, we know that. Geoengineering is some type of weapon system, I think. That's my personal opinion. Everybody's like not feeling well now, and there's all these weird anomalies going on in the sky. You know, what the hell is going on in this world? It's like I'm in the Twilight Zone. I feel like I'm in the damn Twilight Zone for real. But you see these products up there on the screen? Them are over on truthfultv.com. The links to them products are in the description. We got the 7.83 hertz frequency pulse wave generator. I think they're amazing. Tons of you guys bought them. It's probably our number one selling product right now. We got one at $26. It's kind of a little cheaper model for people that really can't afford it. It just doesn't have the case around it. But it's a good one to hang on your wall, stuff like that. And then we have the $35 model, and we have the $62 model. That one's tight. It's over on truthfultv.com, and that's free shipping worldwide. We also got the grounding shoes, guys. Check them out. They're like clogs of slide-ons, but they ground you, which is so important because that pulls all the heavy toxins and heavy metals out of your body. That's why they started putting these shoes with the rubber soles on them. You know, we ain't supposed to wear that. Look at the old Roman shoes. They had these copper and metal things on it, so it went through the sole and touched their foot, so it would ground their self to the Earth's energy field, the Earth's magnetic field, because that pulls all that negative energy out of us, right? But everything they do is to try to kill us. I mean, these people are out of their freaking minds. And if you don't know, you have what is called a biofield, your energy body. Just like the Earth has a torus field, which we call the firmament. We have an energy body as well. So this is what is being attacked. They've learned how to manipulate it, and they can hit us with certain frequencies that actually make you, I'm trying not to get in trouble on YouTube because I just got striked twice back to back. So I got to be careful how I say this, but that's what makes you not feel so great, if you get my drift. You know what I mean, guys? They're manipulating us through frequencies. And that's the real truth to it all. So what got me looking into this this Collins Elite was this case right here. How many of you guys heard of Pazuzu Algarad? I'm gonna break the story down for you. This dude was out of his mind. I mean, he was worshiping this ancient Mesopotamian demon god, which is a reptilian demon. And it was from Mesopotamia, right? His name is Pazuzu. It was in the movie The Exorcist. Remember, guys? That entity that was in The Exorcist. So he was worshiping this entity. And the story goes, and this is a real thing. The whole story, the link is in the description. You can read the whole news article about it. It will blow your mind. They were eating people, really eating people. So he had this whole little cult thing going on. And when he finally got caught, he told the guards, like, I need a little animal, a bird, a mouse, something, so I can make an offering to Pazuzu. Because if I don't, he's going to come for me. And so this guy's in segregation. So when you have a high level, high profile case like him, they would be in kind of like, it's kind of like The Hole, but it's for, they put the pedos in there, you know, the people that target kids, high level profile people, people that are on PC, protective custody, all the dorks are down there. And then people that really get in trouble, fights and stuff, you might be down there with them dorks. But he was down there in a cell by himself. They come around to do the rounds. He's dead, guys. And all of his main arteries are ripped open. He's got scratches all over him. So when they raided this dude's house, man, it was like a house of 1,000 corpses. Remember that? Or, I mean, this was the house of horrors. You know what I mean? It was terrible. His mom was living in there. They say he was urinating and defecating in the corners, which reminds me, when they do these type of rituals and try to contact these entities, there's been many times in the occult where they defecate on themselves or pee on themselves. Look into it. I'm not joking, because they're lowering their vibrational frequency, because the entity that they're trying to make contact with is vibrating on that lower energy field, right? They're not aliens, guys. These things are demons. That's what they are. The whole AI thing, all of it tied to the reptilians, the grays, they're all demonic. And they're setting up some type of control system, phantom matrix, a matrix within a matrix, to enslave humanity, creating this quantum copy, a digital copy of our soul. That way, everybody they trick into doing that and getting that inside of them, we all know how they do that. When they die, they won't be able to escape this. You know what I'm saying? Like you won't have a chance to go to the higher ethereal realms, heaven, or the lower realms, hell. You'll just be stuck in this cloud, this other reality that they've created, this other matrix. So and that's going to be the whole selling point of it. Well, you won't die. You'll be able to live forever. And Aleister Crowley was making contact with several different entities. One's name was Iowas, which are two different entities. People get Iowas and Lamb confused, but they're actually two different entities. And he passed on his knowledge to Jack Parsons, which did the Babylon workings and opened up that interdimensional gateway, that portal, and let these entities in. Now, these entities are, you know, like I said, they're not what you think they are. And even with the Collins Elite, I don't trust them either. But there's some crazy information on them. And that story with Pazuzu, the Exorcist, and all of it's all connected to the Collins Elite. I don't know how many of you guys read my Decode that I did, but let me play this little clip real quick.
Government group investigating whether aliens are actually demons? Meet the Collins Elite. Formed in the 1950s, the Collins Elite is a clandestine US government group. They believe UFOs and alien encounters are demonic deceptions. The similarities between alien abductions and demonic possessions are striking. Unconsciousness, mental communication, levitation, and trances, for example. The Collins Elite shifted from physical UFO investigations to exploring spiritual impacts, warning of a grand deception linked to end times prophecies. Dr. Michael S. Heiser supports this view, suggesting that aliens are demons and aim to deceive and manipulate humans, undermining faith and promoting a false religion. For further reading, Nick Redfern has a great book on the Collins Elite. Could the Collins Elite be onto something? Comment below, like, and subscribe for.
So, I totally agree with them. Why? It's kind of funny. Whenever these demons or aliens come around and you hear about people getting possessed or taken away by these entities, then you hear all these crazy stories that people will say the name Jesus Christ and they're gone. The alien flees, or the reptilian or the gray, it flees. And I know there's a lot of people that get so mad at me. Shout out to my boy Scotty Do Right. Scotty, did you get your Decode, bro? I sent your Decode in the email. I don't know if you got it yet, brother. But he changed his name to Do Right. Ain't that crazy, guys? Scotty Do Right. That ain't his real last name. That's a crazy name to change your name to, bro. Your Decode came out pretty gangster, though, and you are definitely a very powerful first player character archetype. So that's pretty cool. I hope you got your Decode. I put a lot of work into that one. Made you a pretty cool picture, too. But anyways, my bad. What was I talking about before I said that? The aliens? I forgot. I smoked too much weed before this podcast. Anyways, I got another clip for us, and then I'll pull this blog open that I wrote so we can. Well, I got a couple clips I want to show you guys before we get into the blog. Before I play this alien, well, I'll play this alien one. Then I want to play the one with the robots. I think it's all connected. The AI robots, the reptilians, all this shit. I think it's all tied together.
See, they want you to believe that there's these alien civilizations out in the depths of outer space that may or may not be coming to get you, but it's just a facade. The reality is that there are simply civilizations beyond what we can observe, beyond the ice wall, right here on planet Earth, but just in regions we have been kept from seeing, kept from knowing about. These civilizations beyond the ice wall, as you could imagine, have technology far beyond what we can fathom. And so when they fly above us in their inconceivably advanced ships, we kind of misconstrue it with the idea of quote unquote aliens from space, when in reality it's just advanced civilizations from Earth. But of course, the oligarchs want you to be scared and have this fear of the great unknown. And so they peddle this narrative about outer space and alien encounter theories. The whole time, all of these other advanced beings are right here on Earth.
What do y'all think about that theory? About these extraterrestrials being from this extra terrain on the other side of the ice wall? Very fascinating, right? I'm not saying that's true or not. I've never been there. I've never been to freaking Antarctica. They won't let us go there. You can go on one stupid little tour and you get out, pet a couple penguins, and then get back on the boat. That's it. You can't go exploring yourself. And I will say this. I believe we live in a simulation. Everybody knows that. That's my theory, but I do believe it's an enclosed simulation. I believe there's an underworld to it too, inner Earth, and even Admiral Byrd. Look into Admiral Byrd, guys. This was a high-ranking military person that went down to Antarctica chasing the Germans after World War II, right? And he said that there was these crafts like that, like UFOs coming up and just taking his planes out. And then some of his planes were crashing into invisible force fields. Sound maybe the firmament. I don't know what the hell's going on down there. But this guy said this on TV back in the day. So this is before all the conspiracy stuff, before all the alien stuff. He was saying that it's such a fascinating interview, and people just share clips of it. You got to watch the full Admiral Byrd interview. Like that interview, everybody out here, if you've never watched it, trust me, watch it. It'll blow your mind. Something very crazy is going on in this reality that they're not telling us the truth on. And I'm going to re-upload. I had this video up on my other channel, but it got taken down. I'll show you a little quick clip of it, and then I'll re-upload it after this. It's like a 2-hour podcast that I did with me and B-Dell. And B-Dell, shout out to my boy B-Dell. B-Dell 1104. Check, I want to make sure I said his right YouTube. But he was talking about some very fascinating things in it. I'll just play a couple-minute clip real quick.
When you break down the nomenclature title for the word Anunnaki, it means those sent by Anu to Ki. Ki means Kai. Kai means planet Earth, which is another name for Tiamat when you go to the Sumerian text. So Tiamat is basically the personification of planet Earth, which is Mother Earth, Mother Nature, and things of that nature. So you also have to understand that he had two sons. He had Enki and Enlil. When you break down the etymology of the word Enki, it means Lord of the Earth. When you break down the etymology of the word for Enlil, it means Lord of the Sky, which is equated to Shaitan, right? So Enki, he actually has birthright to the planet by way of Anu. So that is basically the diametrical difference between Enki and Enlil. So Enki, he is part of the Seraphim faction. When you're talking about the fallen angels, or not the fallen angels, but the fallen angels equated to the bloodline of Enlil, because he is part of the cherubim. So that gets into the mythology of the 200 fallen angels when you go to the book of Enoch. So the 200 fallen angels are basically the personification of the Nephilim. And when you go to ancient Hebrew, Nephilim is equated to Nephala, which is the fallen angel. So that's because Enlil went against the galactical order of Anu, and he got casted out. And when they was casted out, they made it with the daughters of men, who is actually the Canaanite. You got 11 sons of Canaan. So you got the Jebusites, which is the people who control the infrastructure of the political system, the economical system, the movie industry, all the industries that's being controlled by the oligarchs and the plutocracy, which is your so-called Illuminati today. The same people that was found in those tunnels over in New York City.
Right.
All connected to that bloodline. So all this stuff goes all the way.
That's funny. In the tunnels in New York City, they was down there like some rats, wasn't there? That's just crazy.
Back to Sumerian mythology. And as we was talking about, Enlil, he was actually the serpent in the garden, right? But the only thing that people get missed in translation about Enlil is that they're not breaking down the etymological roots of certain words that's connected to these monotheistic teachings. Because when you go to the Strong Concordance 1180, Yahweh translates to the word Bel, who was Baal, who was Moloch. That is the same entity as Enlil. And then when you go to the Strong Concordance H1408, the word God is equated to the word Dag, and the word Dag is an anagram for the anagram from the word Gad. It's the same entity, which is equated to Dagon. So that's why, as far as the veneration and the credence in the dark priesthood of the Vatican Church, they always wear the hat of Dagon. It's all connected to their mythology. So all religious systems is equated to the veneration of Enlil, who is actually your so-called Satan. So
Enlil, L. So that's interesting, right? Pretty fascinating. That's his theory on it. And I will tell you this: they've definitely infiltrated all the major religions, and this is nothing bad. There's a lot of beautiful things in religions, but it's also been infiltrated, and most people are just too stupid. Their IQ is not high enough to realize what the shit's really about. I mean, it's all allegorical, but that's neither here nor there. And I believe Yeshua was a real person, the actual person, but the archetype of Jesus represents our son, right? The son of God. The 12 disciples, it represented spring, summer, fall, winter, the 12 zodiac signs. But, most people just think they take it literal when really it's a lot of allegories, and it's really talking. The Bible's awesome. I've read it so many times. I've read the Quran, the Talmud, the Christian Bible, New and King James, and I find great teachings in all of them. So I'm not anti-religion at all. I'm anti-establishment religion, because I don't think you need to go to the Pope or one of their power structures to go to the creator source. You know what I mean? And they've set it all up, but they're telling an amazing story in there too about our body, about these global resets that we go through. That's all in the Bible. But yeah, look at Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper. And did you ever notice the one sitting by Jesus? There's only one girl, right? In that whole, out of the 12 other people, Jesus represents the 13th. So the number 13 is not a bad number either, but that's neither here nor there. You see the one right there, Virgo by Summer, and that's the only female. And look how she's the only one that's like the total opposite of Jesus as far as their clothing goes. Duality. See where her blue's there, the red. And you can always tell in all the different paintings that that's a female, because she has subtle, you could see her breast a little bit. Well, she represents Virgo. And then you got the spring which is Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Cancer kind of cuts it right there between the spring and summer. We have tons of rituals during that time period too. And it was tied to cancer. Remember all the rituals we had going on, guys? They kept saying everyone had cancer. Kate Middleton, who else had cancer? There was so many people that had cancer. and then you look into cancer, it's tied to the 6-9. 6-9 is Saturn, which represents duality. We see it at the top of the arch in Freemasonry. You know, at the very top of the arch, you'll see the 69 up there on the Royal Arch. So it kind of just represents duality, but like, well, it's not on this image, but usually you would see it like right up here where the sun and the moon are. You see in between the sun and the moon. And then that third pillar, that one right there. So you have the sun, the moon, the masculine, the feminine, the Scottish Rite, the York Rite. The sun is the Scottish Rite, the red energy, the solar energy, the fire energy, the male. And then the moon is the female, the blue energy, the sacred feminine, Isis, the sun, Ra, or Osiris. And the third pillar, Nibiru, the destroyer, Sirius, the hidden sun. That's what that one is, the third pillar, with Jacob's ladder going up to it with the key. So, again, it's all hidden esoteric knowledge that's in the Bible. The whole, all the Masonic initiation rites from the first degree all the way to, depending on if you're in the York Rite with the 13 or the Scottish Rite with the 33. But they're all different stories from the Bible, every one of them. You know, no Mason's ever going to tell you that because they're not allowed. But I got a book. I'll break it down for you, each religion and what Bible verse it corresponds to. So it's quite fascinating when you really start to put it all together. But yeah, these people at the Vatican, that's what they're worshiping. Some freaking Mesopotamian, mermaid, reptilian. You know what I'm saying? It ain't Jesus. That's for sure. So let's get into this story now about this Pazuzu entity, because it is quite fascinating. And then their number two, guys, the number that you need to pay attention to with these reptilians that are running the world is that 113 number. That's the number tied to the Phoenicians. The alien reptilians is 113. It comes from the Baba Kamal, 113 in the Babylonian Talmud, where they can circumvent the Gentile and not honest, fiction, illusion, disinfo, politics, perjury, not true, mainstream, infidel. It's all 113. And what election did we have on 11/3? Was that the one with Trump and Hillary? You guys remember that? I can't remember which year it was, but one of them stupid elections we had on 11/3. But the biggest lie in the world, flip 113 around. What's it equal? 311. Well, there you go. First of all, Portal's 311. And what happened on 311? It's the date that changed the world. You know, that's when we went on lockdowns. It's also the day Fukushima happened. There's a lot of connections to that date with nuclear, which I think ties into the 5G. I'm not going to say these two right here in reverse reduction because I'll get flagged, but you can read what they say. The CP and preparing for X. I'm not going to say that one either, but I think that's what's coming. That gets into the 5G, the zombie apocalypse. Watch the movie Cell. You'll see their little agenda, what they got planned for us. Watch that freaking movie Cell. Disease X is going to be tied to that 5G system. And when you look into Dagon, this Mesopotamian Sumerian fish god that they worship, the reason they show us Jesus as the fish, right, has nothing to do with Jesus. It's this aquatic entity. Now, some people think the nommo are good, and that goes into the Dogon tribe in Africa, just like they showed us in the movie Wakanda Forever with Black Panther. That was pretty much a representation of the nommo, and they are the ancestral spirits described as amphibious, hermaphroditic, fish-like creatures. They allegedly came from the star system Sirius, but I believe it's all interdimensional. I think, like I said, we live in an enclosed organic simulation, right? But you can leave here. You just got to break. So everything in this reality, this is my theory on it. Of course, I've never left here, so I don't know. But this is just my theory through my research and the mathematics, how it all lines up. It seems like everything is coded at the speed of light. So when you go beyond the speed of light, that's when you can break out of this reality, open the stargates, the wormholes, and travel interdimensionally throughout the multiverse to other worlds or other realms. And that's what I think these planets are, that they tell us are planets or whatever. I don't believe they're anything like they tell us. Like, you're not shooting up in a rocket and going there. I'm not buying that one. But I do believe we can travel interdimensionally. And these entities allegedly brought a lot of information to humanity. There's many different cultures that worship them. But that's who the Vatican is still worshiping to this day. Dagon, right? That's why they wear them stupid hats and shit. So let's get into this story. Let me open this up real quick. Oh yeah, before we get into the story, because I'll forget this. Let me play this real quick. I've seen this. I just thought it was interesting. Okay. So you know how me and Donut's always talking about the Omega event? And we're getting ready for the Omega event. I didn't even notice during the boxing fight, the Omega ties into the collapse of the financial system, the global resets, the great reset, build back better. This is all, you call it the Phoenix phenomenon, the plasma apocalypse, pole shift, the rapture. We know we go through this cyclical event, and the elites speak through symbolism. So I forget whose Instagram this was, but I thought it was pretty fascinating. They were pointing out some parts of the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight, and I didn't even catch it myself. But there was so much symbolism throughout that fight when you go back and watch it. Like, you had the skull and bones, the double lightnings, and that gets into that doesn't just represent Lucifer and Luke 18:10. That lightning, behold, Lucifer fell from heaven like lightning, which when you look into that verse in Strong's Concordance, it literally translates to Barack Obama's name, which is kind of weird, right? That's kind of bizarre as shit. And then remember, Little Nas X, he had that on the side of them shoes he sold, guys. Remember that? The 666 pairs of shoes with a drop of blood in them. He had Luke 10:18, 10:18 on the side. And guess how much he sold them for? $1,118. So it came out to 118. I think I said that right. But 118, you know what that is, right? The Matrix. In English ordinal Gematria, 118 equals the Matrix. So it's all tied to this reality they got us trapped in. But there was a lot of symbolism in there. In the lightning bolts, it also gets into Germany. I'm not going to say the N word, but we know what they called themselves. That was the SS was represented by that, and they were heavily tied to the occult. There's a lot of connections with them, with the reptilians too. They said they were in contact with them and doing all these different rituals, and they had these UFOs even back then during World War II. And then you have the red and blue representation, him and Tyson. Guys, did you see Tyson working out? Like, Tyson working out, oh my God, he was a beast. And then he gets in here and he looks like a geriatric 80-year-old. That you could tell that shit was so staged. It made me so angry because it was so blatantly staged, right? There's no way Jake Paul, the YouTuber's beating up Mike Tyson. But that's how dumb they really think we are. And Jake Paul's represented by the blue, the sacred feminine, which is kind of ironic. And Mike Tyson is the red, the male, the masculine. Also represents magnetism, which is, again, our whole reality. That's what this is. It's all magnetism. So, quite interesting. This guy pointed out some cool stuff with this fight, though. But yeah, I mean, it was a total. I don't know if there's anything else. Oh, yeah, this part at the end. Let me pause that. So you had the doves, the white dove in the cage, symbol of lack of freedom. The blue pill, don't worry, forget, give up freedom. And then Netflix in Latin to English, don't worry. Thought that was pretty crazy. The Netflix thing, you ever notice when you're watching Netflix too, guys? Like when you turn a movie on, all them colors come at your face during every Netflix show. You ever notice that? It'll have like in the beginning of the episode or the movie, when it says Netflix, then all these different colors and lines come at your face. And the last color is yellow, which it's all programming your subconscious, opening it up to suggestion. But yeah, I didn't even see this part in the fight. Did you guys catch the doves? I wish I'd have seen that during the fight. But the fight was so boring, though, I couldn't even watch the shit. I mean, it was terrible. The worst shit I ever seen. And he clearly staged that. Oh, Tyson got paid. Like, I don't knock him for that. He did probably get paid the best he's ever been paid in his life. And people are like, yo, Tyson kept biting the glove. Well, yeah, he wanted to bite Jake Paul's ear, I bet. Like he did Holyfield. You know how mad he probably was in his heart, in his soul as a man, because he knows he's a beast still at that age. I mean, guys, if you watch this dude's workout tapes, they're all over the internet going viral. He's so fast, still has his power, everything. He's not a good actor, though. He's done a couple movies. He's terrible in them. And that's why he had to act in that, and he threw that fight, and he's a terrible actor. That's why it was so bad. Jake Paul's a way better actor than him anyways. But, man, it was so terrible. Yeah, Netflix is all ran by AI now. So is Hulu. So is all of them. They're all controlled by the little AI algorithms. So here, let's present my screen now. And wait a second. How do I open? Oh, there we go. Share screen. Entire screen. Let me not forget to hit that button. Okay, here we go, guys. Boom. All right. This is the story we're going to get into. There's a bunch of really good videos over here you guys should come check out. This is my website. If you haven't seen this one, I try to put this up on YouTube, and they took it down. Then I put it back up. I don't know if they left it up the second time, but I also put up this one on David Icke, and they took it down. They didn't even strike me. YouTube just took it down. But they strike me before that, so I got 2 strikes now on this channel. So that reminds me. When you're on my YouTube now, guys, if you scroll down, you'll see these other 2 YouTube channels that are called featured channels. Them are my backup. So I would definitely go. One, I don't even have nothing on yet, but go ahead and subscribe to it because I'll be uploading videos on it. And then the other one, we almost got like maybe 1,000 people over there. But there's a bunch of stuff on here I can't even share because I'll get in trouble. I guess Greg did one on AI world in the cashless society. Like I would play that, but he probably said some crazy shit in it, and we're on YouTube, so you can just come over here and watch it on here. I haven't watched it myself yet, so I really don't know. But you see all the different channels over here. Our boy B. Dell's over here. Disclosure Hub, Edge of Wonder, End Times Productions. This is my dude right here. He's the one that was talking about the Nephilim in them underground bases that you had to sign the paper that you couldn't use the name Jesus Christ down there. Damn, look how many times I put this up. What is going on with that? That video's up there like 4 times. I'm about to fix that later. I don't know how that happened. Is that all the same video? No, it looks like it has a different, I don't know. I'll have to check that out and see how that happened. That's my damn AI, though, because I have an AI that we built that goes, anybody that drops a video That's how people are like, Tommy, how the hell do you post all these videos like that while having AI doing it? It goes, Donut drops a video. It pulls this video off YouTube or Rumble, whatever account I have it plugged into, and then it transcribes it, whatever thumbnail he used, it puts that thumbnail up, and then writes a transcript, which is terrible, but and then it uploads the video, which each video is going back to their channel. So like if you click on this video, see, it'll link to his YouTube, so he gets the views for it. But that was my whole plan when I built this. It was to just get all the best content creators that I was fans of, that I thought wasn't freaking agents, under one banner. Now, this one is one of my good friends did, Neftali. We're going to start doing a weekly segment together, me and him. This is my Christian brother right here. He's a really good dude. If you're a Christian, go subscribe to him. Trust me, you'll love him. He broke down Wicked. So I had this one on my back burner that I was working on about the Wizard of Oz, and I wrote a whole blog to it and broke it down, what it represents, how it's tied to the straw man. It's all tied. It's all tied to maritime law and the straw man that they built for us. You know, the Tin Man represents that whole transhumanist. The Cowardly Lion, he was the bully, but was the true coward. When someone stood up to him, he lacked the courage, which is what he wanted at the end. The courage, right? I mean, this one too, the Wizard of Oz, they use this a lot in mind control. Do you guys know that? And trauma-based mind control. But this is a phenomenal blog. There's so much really good information in it. And then Toto was the truth seeker. Shout out to Toto. He's my favorite. Little Toto there. But I even broke down the numerology in it. And the Wizard of Oz, 50, matching bread and circus. Back in Rome, in ancient Rome, bread and circus was a metaphor for the way the ruling class kept the masses content and pacified. So they would suggest that if people were given food, bread, and entertainment, circus, they would not care about anything else. And the elites could stay in power, right? Which is kind of true. They do it now still to us. They still do the same shit to us. And that 50 number, British royal family, cashless society, essential digital bank is 50. But 50 also has a positive side to it. The Neo code is 50. There's a lot of powerful positive energy tied to 50, but then there's a lot of dark energy as well, like adrenochrome, right? That's tied to that 50 number. In Chaldean, this is all in the Chaldean cipher. All the world's a stage is 63, which is non-player character. That's the number tied to Saturn. But yeah, it's very fascinating. So I break down each one. The Wizard of Oz gets into the Custom Bay Act of 1666. This is where the whole maritime law and everything comes in, and they passed that law in 1666 that the Custom Bay Act declared all men and women of the UK and the world dead and lost beyond the sea unless they provided evidence to the courts that they were alive. After 7 years, if no evidence was provided, they were presumed dead by law. So all of us born here, we are all born out of your mother, her birth canal. It's all tied to maritime law. That's how they set it up. And we're literally considered dead entities, guys. That's why you don't really have rights until you go there and reclaim your sovereignty. You know what I mean? Because they stole that shit from us. They're slick. I mean, these motherfuckers are slick. And then 34, the number tied to the Tin Man. Remember, tethered is 34. Ain't it, guys? If I'm not mistaken, hold on, let me see real quick. Oops, let me get off that for a second. I think tethered's 34. And that's the Tin Man, which is the AI takeover. Apple Inc. Yep. No, hold on. Tethered, yep. Tethered's 34, Alien Agenda, Apple Inc., AI Takeover, Zombie 34. The day the CDC released that zombie apocalypse warning on March 4th of 2021. Element 34 is selenium. The element selenium, which is used in our body. It's one of the it's very important in your body too for your immune system. But the selenium is also used in electronics, so it's used in solar cells. So that's it has the atomic weight of 34. See, so when you're decoding, you can also use the elements on the periodic table. And then when you look into archons tethered to technology, that's the interdimensional entities that they call reptilians. There's some demon, this archon. Archons tethered to technology is 322, which Genesis 3:22, and Lord God said that man has now become like one of us, knowing good and evil. He must not be allowed to reach out his hand and take also from the tree of life and live forever. It's talking about transhumanism. And what do they want to do? They want to add 3 strand. This is the whole 3rd strand DNA, the nanotechnology with the 3rd strand laced with that nanotech and gold. So they want to add 3 strands of 22 to your 44 base pairs of DNA, 322, or 22 plus 22 plus 22, 66, which where's the mark of the beast, guys? In the 66th book of the Bible. And black goo is 66, and so is Rona with the C in front of it. How do I get my screen back? Oh, there we go. All right, let me get back to the story now. Okay, so back here. But anyways, come take a look at this on your own time. I wasn't even planning on talking about this, but BlackRock's in there too. And I break them down because this was taught, like I said, it was tied to Wicked. And then you got Dorothy. Look, she says, these shoes are made of you, pointing to the little kid. I'm not going to say nothing about that. All I'm going to say is this. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure someone in the comments is going to educate you. If you know, you know. But it's dark. That's all I'm going to tell you. Look into the Red Shoe Society. You ain't even going to believe it. For all the new people out there, probably like, what the hell was that? Oh, yeah, there's a little secret club where these elites all wear these stupid-ass red shoes. Same, that's where they get it in The Wizard of Oz with Dorothy's red shoes. And you do not want to know what they're made from. Like Dorothy said, these shoes are made of you. Now, in The Wizard of Oz, dissociation is thus achieved by traumatizing the subject using systematic abuse and terrifying occult rituals. Once a split in the core personality occurs, an internal word can be created and the alter persona can be programmed using tools such as music, movies, especially Disney productions like Fantasia, Wizard of Oz, fairy tales. Well, Pinocchio, they use different stories like that. And there's a lot of hidden occult in all the movies. There's all this occult symbolism hidden within it, or pedo shit. You know what I mean? Pinocchio, that whole story is based on a pedo. Geppetto the pedo. These visuals and audios aid to enhance the programming process using images, symbols, meanings, and concepts. Created alters can be accessed using trigger words or symbols programmed into the subject's psyche by the handler. Some of the most common internal images seen by mind control slaves are trees, believe it or not, Kabbalistic trees of life, infinity loops, ancient symbols and letters. Spider webs is a huge one. So is mirrors and the glass shattering. Like on what's that movie called? Get Out. Remember the movie Get Out, guys? It has the shattered glass on it. That's representing the shattering of the altar. So how do I say this without getting in trouble? Okay, what they'll do is a very young person, like 3 to 4, 5 in that range, they'll traumatize them, right? Do terrible things to them. And then the handler will come in and save them every time. So they'll do this for like a year. The handler comes in, always saves the kid, gives the kid food, candy, whatever. It has a good time. Every time it sees the handler, it knows things are going to get better. So that one day, they go about doing this, but now the handler comes in, and instead of saving the kid, it hurts the kid way worse than the other, person that was doing it. That shatters the person. It shatters them into all these programmable alters, and then they program them, and they can bind entities to the altars. I'm not joking. This shit is real. The CIA's been doing it for a long time. They can bind entities to the altars, which are demons. They'll tell you they're aliens, right? And you sell your soul in Hollywood or something. Oh yeah, you're gonna share your body with a god. They'll tell you some bullshit like that. Look at all the celebrities that have an alter ego. Sasha Fierro, Beyonce, they all got alters. Nicki Minaj, hers is a guy. Nicki Minaj's alter is a guy. Or how about Childish Gambino? You guys know the rapper Childish Gambino? That's his alter ego. That's Danny Glover. Freaking movie star. But he's got an alter ego. He's a rapper. And he's got another alter ego too. I mean, these people, part of me feels bad for them for what they go through. But then I don't, because they sell their soul. But I mean, they do go through some crazy shit. Their parents are the ones that start this stuff on them. So they go through it from the time they're young, and then the victim becomes the victimizer. You know what I mean? It's like a cycle, man. There's some sick people. But anyways, the shattering glass, castle mazes, demons, butterflies, hourglasses, clocks, or robots. These symbols are commonly inserted in popular culture, movies, and videos for two reasons: to desensitize the majority of the population using subliminal and neurolinguistic programming, and to deliberately construct specific triggers and keys for base programming of Now, this is interesting. What was that movie called? Damn. Oh, it's slipping my mind right now. It was a newer one that just came out. Hypnotic or something. You guys remember that one? Where he was programming. He put them under hypnosis. I think it was either hypnotic or hypnosis. I can't remember the exact name of the movie. Hold on, give me a second. Let me pull my phone up. But he was programming people, and he called that one girl when she was in the car with her boyfriend, and I think he said spider or something. And she thought spiders were all over, and she ends up wrecking her car. But that's because he wanted her to die, so that's why he did that. Hold on, let me see. I'll find that movie for you. What's it called? It's a good movie too if you haven't seen it. Movie Is it Hypnotic? Let me see. No, Hypnotic was the one with damn it. So I bet you somebody in the comments said it. Let me see here. That would drive me nuts now that I can't think of the name of it. No, it's not Hypnotic. Hypnotic's the one with Ben Affleck. But that's a crazy one too, Anna P. Why I can't remember the name of it. It's going to drive me nuts. I can't believe none of you guys said it in the comments. You guys said a bunch of other crazy shit though. Oh man, and it starts with an H too. Hold on a second. Let's ask AI. Because that'll drive me nuts till I know. Let me ask AI real quick. What was the movie that came out where the psychiatrist was programming his patients and he could use a trigger word to get them to flip over into an alter ego? It just released not too long ago. What was that movie? AI will know. You're likely referring to the film. No, I'm not. Nefarious is not what I'm referring to. Nope, not that one. Is it that one? Hold on, let's see. I don't think so. What the hell is Nefarious? I don't even remember that movie. Search web for Nefarious. No, that's not what I'm talking about. But that was a good movie, though. Remember Nefarious, guys? We decoded it. That was a weird one. That was like a Christian type movie, Nefarious. It was the one. It was strange too. I think it all took place in the jail. No, hold on. No, it starts with an H. Come on, AI, get it together. You're probably think, damn, it's just stupid now. It doesn't. Not Hysteria. That's a 1997 film, dude. No, this movie came out after 2020. Hypnotic in the psychological thriller, a young woman named Jean seeks help from renowned hypnotherapist Dr. Is that it? Search web. See, this is the one with Ben Affleck, though. I don't think that's it. I don't know, guys. I'll figure it out, though. I'll figure it out. And damn, look at the word hypnotic. Producing or relating to hypnosis, a medicine of a drug, sleep inducing, a sedative, tranquilizer, calming. Yeah, the Ben Affleck movie. What was the theme of this one? Let me see. The plot. Detective recalls the therapist abduction of 7-year-old daughter Minnie, which occurred 3 years ago to lead to... No, that ain't it. But that's a good one, though. That ain't it. I don't know, man. I can't figure it out. It's going to drive me nuts, too. I hate when I do that. When I can't think of a freaking movie. It starts with an H, 1,000,000% for sure. I thought it was like hypnosis. Hold on. Movie. Yeah. You know where you can find it, guys? On my Rumble channel. I know I did a decode. Let's go to my Rumble and see real fast. Because I know I did a decode on it back in the day. 1,000,000% for sure I did. Let's go to Rumble. Oh, right there. Come here, Rumble. Okay. Hey, where the hell's... Oh, right there's my Rumble.
Look what water weight does to your body. Number 1, stop drinking too much water.
Quiet down. All right, here we go. We'll find it. Then for some of you new guys, you can see all the good stuff we got over here on Rumble. Because we got a lot of stuff on here that we don't have on YouTube because I can't put it on YouTube. So we got some podcasts over here like where we watch movies. We're going to start doing that again this week. That's a really good decode I did. This one was really good. Remember when I did this one, guys? Yeah, bitch got 8,000 views on Rumble. On Kate Middleton. And if you go back and watch this, these three right here, I highly recommend if you're new here, watching these three, because everything I said was going to happen has now happened. So you want to see me predict some shit? Go watch them. It'll blow your mind. This was also a really good one, the OA, dream hacking, Russian dream hacking, how they can hack dreams. That was me, Paranoid American, and Abby. Abby is friends with, remember that one girl that was on Paranoid American show that I kind of cussed out? Remember her, guys? I didn't mean to say that. I thought we were off air, and I called her the C word, and I shouldn't have did that. It was terrible. I actually feel terrible for it. But we were arguing about Trump. She's a huge Trump fan. And, yeah, it didn't go so well. And I'm not like, I don't hate Trump or nothing. I think they're all controlled. You know what I mean? out of Trump and Kamala, of course, I would take Trump. Oh, and I still got that video, guys. You'll never find this video nowhere anymore. Right here. Go watch it. So remember when Santos Bonacci was flipping out and having all them breakdowns on YouTube? I knew they were going to nuke his whole YouTube channel because, like, he literally said that he was going to do things to the president that you could not say you're going to do. I'm not even repeating that shit. And this, I mean, I think there's many drugs involved. I don't know him personally, but many of my friends do. Him and Logan are buddies. Donut knows him. A bunch of my buddies know him, but I've never met the guy or talked to him. But I could just tell the way he was acting. Yeah, I'm thinking it was a little bit of, speed involved in that equation. But that's just my theory. So, okay. Damn, I forgot some of these videos I did, guys. There's some good ones over here. Oh, Tiffany Gomez. Remember her? She seen the reptilian on the plane. Okay. This was a good one, too. They cloned Jamie Foxx. The Osiris Resurrection Ritual. It's only like 5 minutes, but it's pretty good. Shape-shifting reptilians. I love the reptilian subject. Oh, this is a real good one. Back to the Future. Yeah, like some of these, I just forgot I even did them. And then some of them, I'm kind of embarrassed because I got so much better now. When you, like, we keep going way back. I was terrible when I first started. At least I think so, anyways. Damn, where is that video? I'll know once I see it, the cover. Because I got it pictured right in my head. And I know it starts with an H. I just can't think of the name of it. But I really wanted you guys to know so you can go, well, this is a good one too. Guys, The Offering, remember when that one came out? And, okay, so The Offering equals 446, right? Now, look, in the movie Greenland, which is about pole shift, that's when they first got the notification on the clock. See there? 446 to go to Greenland. The people that got picked to go to Greenland got picked at 446. And then that fake-ass airplane they had that they said they was evacuating it from Afghanistan. You guys remember that? That was so fake. Well, there's a giant 446 on the side of that plane, which Neo's 446. That whole number right there is tied to these global resets that we're going to right now, the whole pole shift thing, or plasma apocalypse, whatever you want to call it. People call it different things. They have different theories on what it is, but it's no matter what you believe, we live in an enclosed simulation and plasma's punching a hole through the firmament, or you believe the poles are shifting. Either way, something's happening, right? Oh, remember this when all the animals were going nuts? That was a crazy time frame too, which is probably tied to this event. Oh, I remember this, Decode. That was a fun one. That's a good movie to break down too. It's only like 10 minutes, but it's really good. 15, that's that CERN number. I don't even think I knew that back then, though. I wasn't really looking at Chaldean like that, I don't think, at that time frame. Damn, I still don't see this video. Okay. Damn, I've done a lot of videos, haven't I, guys? Oh, that's their little Masonic god, and they mentioned it on South Park. I'm gonna be so mad if this ain't over here. There's another one over here too I want to show you guys to tell you to come watch it. Every time I show it, though, I get in trouble and they take my shit down. So I'm not going to mention it. I'm just going to point to it, and you can come watch it. It was in 1938, and it was a certain person that ran Germany, the German army during 1938, And they say that he's seen Nibiru back then. Here's one me and Steve did. Damn, I was skinny as hell back in them days. I need to get back to that level. Got to be getting close to it. Oh, bam, there it is. Hypnotic. Okay, so is that the one? That's not the one with Ben Affleck, though, right? MK Ultra trauma-based mind control. That movie right there, guys, is crazy. You gotta watch it. Hypnotic. And he puts all of them under this trance, and then when he can say, he calls them up and will say certain trigger words, and they flip over to their alter ego and completely forget what they did too. That's a really good movie. Check that one out. Trust me, you'll like it. And as you see, there's a bunch of other really cool stuff you can watch over here. This is probably the best video. I highly recommend everybody watches it. I've tried to put it up like 5 times, and they take it down every single time I put it up. You remember that series Fringe? Watch this. It's 9 minutes and 11 seconds long. I did that on purpose. And it shows you all the predictive programming in Fringe and how they're smashing the two worlds together, making the two become the one, bringing the two timelines together, which is tied into CERN and the Nephilim. That one's really good. And there's a reason they keep taking it down. They don't want people to see that shit at all, because it shows you all the predictive programming in it. I don't know if you guys remember Fringe, but it was pretty good anyways. So that's, we went on a whole tangent there. Sorry about that. We were talking about the Monarch mind control, and I thought of that freaking movie. But that's why I thought of it, because they split these altars, and it would have drove me nuts if I didn't show you. This was another movie that they had a lot of programming in. In Poltergeist, they predicted the 1988 Super Bowl. Remember that? Which is strange because the movie came out in 1982. And I don't even want to tell you guys what they did to this poor girl, Carol Ann. I wrote a whole blog about it, though. You just type in Heather O'Rourke's death curse. It is quite sad. They killed that little girl, guys. It was the most sickest shit I've ever seen in my life. This is probably one of the best investigations I did. Looked so deep into everything. Found out who did it to that little girl, what they did to her. They said her insides were just destroyed. Why do you think so? You know what these people do to kids in Hollywood. So some really dark shit happened to her, man. Damn, I put a lot of work into this blog. The TV people. I want to read my end part to you because it's crazy. Where is it at? You bastard. She's just a baby. 75 matching Sound of Freedom. That's what her mom says. The quote sums up the whole movie in the industry. Interestingly, the quote, "You bastard, she's just a baby," Carol Ann's mother cries out in Poltergeist equals 75. And that's a number tied to what? Fallen angels. And what day did CERN go back on live, guys? Remember the day it broke the world record on energy? And then Georgia Guidestones blew up the next day? 7-5. 7-5, it went back online. And then 7-6, boom, Georgia Guidestones blows up on Bush's birthday. Remember that? Oh, this lady freaked me out. Didn't she, to you guys? I was so scared of her when I was a little kid for some reason. I wonder what happened to her. But like everybody in the movie died from these crazy deaths, right? And then in the film, the skeletons that you seen in the swimming pool, they use real dead bodies in that, guys? Yeah. No joke. They really did. Metaphorically depict the sinister tactics of Hollywood's child predators who lure innocent children into the deceptive realm, much like the TV people in Carol Ann. It's very much like that. That she died too. Her boyfriend beat the shit out of her, then killed her. She was in the movie. Like everybody in the movie died. And that when you seen her right here in this TV show, that the Hill Street Blues, that was real. Her black eyes and shit, that ain't makeup. Like her boyfriend really beat the shit out of her, man. Oh, who's that? Carol Ann. That's the man responsible. Yeah, I put a lot of work into this one, guys. It breaks it all down, tells you the whole story. Took me like probably 3 weeks to put all this together and find everything out. The police investigator went nowhere. In 1999, there was another vandalism of the tomb. It wasn't another smashing, but red spray paint had been used again to write BK killed me. In the summer of 2001, her family had her body moved to an unmarked grave, which is kind of weird too. Crazy Days and Nights reader, he said RR all worn out was probably a reference to the show Rocky Road. RR all worn out could have been a reference to O'Rourke being, abused. BK killed me could refer to Bruce Keane, the producer of Rocky Road. So there's different theories on who did it. BK killed me is 31 though, like All Hail Satan in the Matrix number. Terrible, terrible what happened to that little girl, man. Then people, if you do stuff like that to a kid, you just, you don't even deserve to breathe for real. That's the most evil shit I've ever. When I was reading the story and finding the research for the story, I was shocked because I never knew that, guys. I didn't know the whole theory about how she died. You hear the narrative of how they tell us she died, but then I never heard the Steven Spielberg part and that they were passing her around. And man, that shit is crazy that they ended up like going too far with it and hurt her. And that's why she really passed away. They do some dark stuff, man. Dark stuff in Hollywood. So anyways, let's get into this real quick. This is the guy, Pazuzu Algarad. Okay, Pazuzu Algarad. And I did a video on it. I can't play the video.
The bulk store is one of my favorite places. This one may come as a surprise because it doesn't have a healthy reputation.
Let me pause that real quick. Oh, shit. Skip. Let me get up to skip. Okay, bam. And pause it. So this lady was the one when I first found out about Pazuzu. It was from her video, her talking about him, that made me go look down this rabbit hole. And I'm like, okay. It was she just did like it was a little 50-second video that was going viral on social media. So I'm like, okay, who is this guy? And then the rest of it, the first 50 seconds, I play that clip that made me look into it. And then I break it all down. But they keep flagging it every time I play it. So you have to come watch it over here. I did some cool AI artwork in that too. And Pazuzu, he's one of these interdimensional entities. But meet the accused suburban Satanist, or the suburban Satanist who allegedly sacrificed animals, boasted about cannibalism, and killed himself allegedly while awaiting trial for murder on October 28th of 2015. Prison guards reportedly discovered self-proclaimed Satanist and accused murderer Pazuzu Algarad dead in his cell. Algarad was reportedly found bleeding from a deep wound on one of his arms. He had been scheduled to appear in court the next day. He was 36 years old, which 666 is the 36 triangular number in Pazuzu is 666. So this guy, he changed his name. Here's the story. I got the link right there for it, so you guys can read the actual story. But that's his mug shot. And where did I start? Hold on. Let me get right down here. Okay. So the theory behind it is that he asked the guards if he could get a small animal to do ritualistic sacrifice to Pazuzu. He seemed very distressed and scared and mentioned that if he did not do this, Pazuzu would come for him. He was totally obsessed with this Mesopotamian king of the demons that is some type of reptilian god. Of course, demon god. Of course, the guards told him, "Are you nuts?" Absolutely not. And later that night, that's when they found him dead, which I talked to you guys about that in the beginning, right? Even the dead man's name generated morbid interest. He reportedly had it legally changed from John Lawson to Pazuzu Algarad in tribute to the Assyrian king of the demons mentioned in the movie The Exorcist, the Mesopotamian demon god. Now, on top of that, Algarad was heavily tattooed with satanic-like imagery and had filed his teeth into spikes, guys. This dude was on some other shit. Like, damn, bro, you're filing your teeth, taking it really far. Specific claims about Algarad alleged behavior included, as the Daily Beast reported, cutting himself and his buddies, drinking blood of birds, doing tons of drugs, performing ritual sacrifices of rabbits, staging nude orgies, and letting people do whatever they pleased in his house. Police alleged Algard's lifestyle included murder as well. On October 5th, 2014, almost a year to the day before he died, authorities arrested Algarad and his 24-year-old girlfriend, Amber Birch. The handcuffs came out after officers reportedly discovered skeletal remains buried in the couple's backyard in Clemens, North Carolina. Is that by where all the stuff's happening now, guys, with the natural disasters? Is that close to that area? I wonder. Mugshot of Amber Birch. The deputy sheriff officer said the remains were those of Tommy Welch, 31 years old, and Joshua Weltzer, 32. That's interesting, too, 31 and 32 together. When you go from a 31st to 32nd degree, these 3 degrees, that's where you start really learning things. And then 31 and 32 is connected. And then 33 is honorary degree. You have to be invited into that. You can't just earn that degree. But the 2 men had been missing since 2009. And according to arrest warrants, Algarad allegedly shot the Weltzer to death in July of 2009, and Birch helped him bury the body. The warrants further claim Birch fatally shot Welch in October 2009, and Algarad helped her dispose of his body. So, an alleged friend of the couple, Crystal Matlock, 28, was charged with accessory after the fact first-degree murder, and the warrant alleged she helped Birch bury Weltzer. After taking Algarad and Birch into custody, authorities released a video allegedly shot inside the couple's home, which the 9.5-minute video clip depicts a filth-encrusted garbage crib. I mean, his crib is the worst shit I ever seen in my life. And it said the words, "Evil will triumph," that appeared painted over the doorway. I should have decoded that, but I didn't even think of that at the time. But let's take a gander what that equals. Evil will triumph. Probably should have looked at that at first, right? Forgot. Let's see here, guys. Evil will triumph. What's that one all about? Oh, shit. 58 and 63. Evil will triumph. That's a big one, though. That's tied to the whole Aliens Project Bluebeam thing, and his whole thing is tied to aliens, so that makes sense. Okay, so before his arrest in 2014, wait, I was up here, sorry. In an accompanying report filed by Officer Ken Nelson, he said the Community Development Department describes the house as containing broken glass and sharp instruments everywhere, hundreds of flies, dead and alive, decayed animal parts and remains, and animal cages within the carcasses. The reports also noted dried blood-like substance on the wall. This is, like I told you, this is a house of horrors. You would think this is a movie, right? But this shit really happened. I mean, these people are in some nutty cults. Well, before he was arrested in 2014, Algarad had a rap sheet. In 2010, he was charged with accessory after the fact for assisting. He hid some dude out, Joseph Chandler, let him stay in his house, and I guess he shot some other person. In the case, authorities accused Algarad of misdirecting investigators and allowing the suspect to hide out in his home. Psychiatrists who interviewed Algarad at the time reported he admitted that he bathed no more than once a year and had not brushed his teeth in years. He felt such actions stripped the body of its defenses and warding off infection and illness. State records indicate Algarad was released on probation following that case. Damn, they let him out after that. In 2014 interview with the HuffPost, a woman named Bianca Heath said she stayed at Algarad's home for a month in 2005, and she claimed that he spoke proudly about killing and eating 2 prostitutes, after which Algarad claimed he burned their bodies, buried their remains. I guess he went around telling everybody this shit, right? But he would laugh about it, so I guess they took it as a joke. He stated in the interview, Paz told everyone, but I never believed him. I'm sure no one else believed him either. He laughed about the skeletal remains when telling the story on why he did it. I never once saw the skeleton body. I honestly thought he was lying. Now I'm not sure what to believe. Speaking to the Winston-Salem Journal in 2014, an unnamed female, friend Birch, claimed she heard Algarad boast of killing sex workers. She said he claimed to get a drug-like rush from eating the still beating hearts of sacrificial animals. Ain't that nuts? Wonder why he got that. The anonymous friend also claimed Algarad remained naked during the duration of her visit and acted in manners she interpreted as very sexual and very provocative. The friend further describes feces being piled up all over Algarad's home. I'm pretty sure I witnessed him peeing in the corner. I mean, this dude was like a Viking. Trifling ass. In April 2015, Algarad's house of horrors was reportedly demolished while neighbors cheered. On March 9th of 2017, Amber Birch pled guilty to second-degree murder, armed robbery, and accessory after the fact to murder. She received a sentence of up to 30 years and 8 months in prison, with a maximum of 39 years and 2 months. And then 5 weeks later, Crystal Matlock pled guilty to conspiracy to accessory after the fact of first-degree murder. She was ordered to serve a minimum of 3 years and 2 months, 32 again, with the maximum of 4 years and 10 days. If you go back and look at Jeffrey Dahmer's case, every time he was killing the victims, he would watch The Exorcist. And this reptilian demon god Pazuzu is in the film The Exorcist. There were rumors that Jeffrey Dahmer was involved in some type of satanic cult. But that got hushed up and put under the rug, remember, guys? And then there's very high-level people in society like Podesta that have his artwork all over their house. So they like worship this dude. Just like they do Aleister Crowley. They do the same thing with Crowley, Dahmer. It's like they're into these type of people. And why would you do that if, you wasn't into that type of shit? And there was this old lady, this old black lady that lived next to Dahmer. She probably called the cops like 100 times. She said she even told the cops, I think this guy's over here killing people. I could smell dead bodies. Like, they did nothing until that one dude escaped that night. That's the day he got caught. And then the cop went and sat on the bed. At least in the series, this is how they showed it. He went and sat on that bed and was going through Dahmer. And on the bed, the cop sits down. There's all this blood stains everywhere. You got these barrels, these drums sitting in the corner of the bedroom. And, there's people in them. And sitting on the bed, you could just see it's where he, killed people. And then the cop starts going through the pictures that were sitting in the drawer of the stand. He starts going through them pictures, and he looks up at his boy with his eyes big as shit, guys. Like, oh my God, are these real? And that's when they're like, don't move. Because they realized it was real. He was keeping pictures of. Remember, he turned that one dude into a freaking table. The black dude, he had him bent all up. That's the damn picture Podesta has in his home. Yeah. Here, I'll show you. Jeffrey Dahmer statue John Podesta has. It might not be John Podesta. It might be, I forget his brother's name. Yeah, this one. Right there it is. See that? See that freaking statue right there? That's how he had that dude bent back like that. That's based off that real victim of Dahmer's, guys. He really did that to that guy. This dude was sick, man. And then you know what's crazy? In the series, he got saved and turned into a Christian on the same day John Wayne Gacy got put to death. The clown killer. Ain't that kind of ironic? See, look, it was right in his crib. The same day the clown killer gets put to death, then he turns into a Christian. Yeah, I don't buy it. I ain't buying it. Dude. He didn't turn into a Christian. That was a ritual too. And some people like, dude, you ain't going to heaven. God ain't trying to see you up there. There's something wrong with you, bro. The elites actually had artwork from the cannibal Jeffrey Dahmer in their home, and they're into this whole cannibal thing. They're heavily into it. I mean, look into the Cannibal Club out there in Hollywood. So here's the crazy part. How do I say this without getting in trouble? Let me light this blunt. So why these elites are traumatizing, now they're for different reasons, right? Like we just went over, sometimes they might traumatize a little person to use it as mind control, right? And to shatter them into multiple alter egos so they can program them. So they can program one alter ego to be an assassin, and then they electrocute them, flip them to the other alter ego. That's how they really do it. When they flip them, they tase them, I swear to God. And then when that flips them over to the next person, this person could be like a scared little kid. And this could be a grown person, but it thinks it's 3 years old. Then they flip them to another person, and that's their normal self. And that alter ego doesn't remember nothing the other alter egos just did. So they could flip it or use a keyword, a trigger word, call on the phone and say, spider, you know what I mean? Or whatever the trigger word is. Just say that word on the phone, and boom, they flip into whatever alter is programmed into them. And that's how you get them going out doing these damn shootings and shit like that. It's all mind control shit. But so they'll use that traumatizing them and torture for stuff like that too, right? But then they're also harvesting when they take it all the way and take them out, snuff them out. Well, it gets into the organs because there's a huge market for that. And that's a whole nother story. And then they're harvesting the, right there, the adrenal. They're harvesting that. As they're harvesting that, which stops the telomeres in their DNA from withering, it literally halts aging. This is why out in California, they have what's called ambrosia. And it's where you could go, it's like $8,000. You can go and have a blood transfusion. So say you're like 80 years old. You could have a blood transfusion of an 18-year-old, where they run their blood through you, and it literally reverse ages these people and like makes them super healthy. It's crazy. But they say they learned it from rats, studying with rats. I doubt that. They've been doing this shit forever. I mean, these people, the same story of the vampires, the reptilians, they're all one and the same. Reptilian equals 30, vampire 30, vampires 30. It's all in that 30 cipher, which is tied to loose energy harvesting. So while they are doing that to harvest that for themselves to extend their life, that's their fountain of youth. That's what they're not telling you. You are the fountain. You know what I'm saying? We are the fountain of youth. While they're doing that, these entities like Pazuzu, these demonic reptilian entities, are feeding, because you have two factions. You have the reptilians from inner earth that are subterranean, that literally feed on us physically. And then you have the interdimensional ones like Pazuzu that are known as demons or jinn that the elites use with this type of occult magic when they're summoning these entities up. So as they're taking out the person to harvest what they need to live, the entity that they made a deal with, this black magician, made this pact with this entity. It's feeding on that. It's feeding on that suffer, that fear. It's called loose energy. And in this, let me make sure I got this paused. Damn, I had that open there. Okay, right here. Remember this scene, guys? This is from the movie Stephen King's Doctor Sleep. I'm reading The Institute right now. And he, this guy's into some dark shit because he knows too much. He knows way too much. So they kidnapped this kid. And number 19, too. Ain't that crazy? 19. We're on a 19-year Metonic moon cycle. During 9/11, there was 19 hijackers. Then 19 years later, we had the whole Rona thing. They love that number. And that's tied to AI and their AI god and the archons and all that. But anyways, this little kid, he had what's known as the shine. So there's certain first player character archetypes that are very powerful. Some of them are dream walkers. Some of them have telepathy, telekinesis, photographic memories. You might not even know you have it, but it's encoded in your name. Like when we do them decodes, the Gematria decode, all that's encoded within your name. Whether you have certain abilities, like the dude I shouted out in the beginning, Do Right, I think that was his name. He has many of them gifts, and it's all coded right to his name. You know what I'm saying? And some of these people know they have it, some don't. Like dream walking, that's where you can go into other people's dreams and pull people into your dreams. Or some very, very powerful dream walkers can actually travel to other realities throughout the multiverse. They can even take over people's body in the astral plane. But this kid right here, he had the shine, so he had certain abilities. And the more you shine, the stronger your ability is, the more brighter you shine, right? So that's how this girl finds him. Rose the hat with the top hat. Think of these people as the archons. There's some vampiric nomad entities that are kind of like gypsies that go around killing the kids and sucking up the steam, which represents the what. In the pure, she tells him in this scene, he said, "Are you going to hurt me?" She said, "Yes." And he's like, "Why?" It's so sad. And she said, "Because it purifies the steam." And then they stab him, and it's really hard to watch, truthfully. When I first seen it, I was like, "Oh my God, I can't even believe they showed this shit." And what they're called in here, her Rose the Hat. So she always goes up on this RV, and she sits up there Indian style. And that what she's dream walking. She astral projects out of her body, and then she floats over, and she can see the different kids in the astral plane. The ones with the gifts, they shine brighter. That's why I say you got to shine. So she spots them ones out, and the ones that shine brighter, their steam is pure. So it lasts longer. It makes them live. That's what gives them their energy. Like this old one, you actually see him die in this film. And when he's dying, he's ancient. She said, you've seen Rome and different emperors come and go. You've been there since the beginning of time. So he starts shape shifting. And when he's dying, you see his true form, some reptilian looking thing. But he shape shifts as he's dying because that's how they die. And look right here, she gets the knife out. When they finally do it, and his life force starts leaving the poor little guy's body. Watch. Trying to get to the part. Their freaking eyes. It's just so sad. Right here. Bam, look. See their little eyes do that? Then that's his life leaving his body, which represents the loose energy. So they're sucking that life force up. This is the perfect representation of what they do for real, though. It's like I said, it's hard to watch, man. But they represent multiple different archetypes: the archons, the reptilians, the vampires. It's all the same. It's all the same archetype. See, and then it reverse ages them, and all of them. They all have gifts too. So the one dude's psychic, Rose, she's a powerful dream. She's a telepathic dream walker. And so is the little black girl. She's much stronger than Rose. Remember, she whoops Rose's ass in the astral plane, slams Rose's hand in the. So Rose tries to go into her mind. And then when she's in her mind, she's going through the drawer. The little girl has her mind like filing cabinets with different files in there stored, right? We all have your mind's all built different ways, and hers was set up like kind of like a library with filing cabinets. So when she was going through her mind trying to see what was going on in there, that little girl set up a trap for her and slams her arm in it, right? And when Rose comes back out of the astral plane, first of all, she comes out and it shoots her off the freaking RV, guys. She falls down and her hands really hurt in real life, which has never happened to her before. No one's ever been powerful enough to hurt her in the astral plane, and it actually manifested in the physical world. So then the one dude's like, this guy over here, he's like, shouldn't we bring her in the true knot? It's called the true knot. They kill to become one of these freaking vampiric archons. They'll take one of them kids with super abilities, these special abilities, like the blonde girl. Remember in the beginning scene when they get her, she's in the movie theater and the pedo is trying to hit on her. She's dressed up like a little kid. And her gift is she can whisper in his ear or whisper in anybody's ear and make them do what she says. She could tell you to kill yourself, whatever. So she had the pedo carve that on his face, that he's a pedo. And then they seen her, she did what she could do. So when they went outside, she tried to do it to Rose, but she couldn't do it to Rose. It didn't work on Rose. And usually they would take someone like her and harvest her, just like they did this little boy. But that gift that she had, they wanted that. So they got her to become into the true knot. It's called the true knot. And she would die in the physical. They do this ritual. She was on the beach and she had to die. She got scared too. She's like, oh my God, I'm dying. So they didn't tell her that part that you were going to really die. But she died in this world, and then she was like reborn as one of these entities. And, you could live forever as long as you ate well. That's what they call it. You got to eat well. But all their lives were tethered to each other. That's hence the true knot. Each one of their lives are tethered to each other. The little girl that's super powerful. She's like a super powerful telepathic dream walker. But see, each one of them have a different gift. Look how demonic they are. And that little girl, the whole time it's going on, she's seeing this happen in the astral plane. She's literally standing there watching it. And that's when Rose Look, they're getting high from it. It's a representation of the adrenal and the loosh. But as it's going on, this blonde girl here, she's the one that could whisper in your ear and get you to do stuff. As it's going on, and that little girl's watching it happen, Rose notices her because she's seen her in the astral plane. That's why you got to be careful, though, with dream walking and stuff like that, guys. There's really entities out there, you know what I'm saying, that'll try to hurt you. For real, for real. You got to be very careful. See, Rose noticed her. Bam, right there. That's when Rose noticed her. She's like, oh, shit. And she could see how powerful she was. And that's when she started coming for her and hunting her down. And that little girl led, what was his name? Danny, I think. He was the one from The Shining, which he was even more powerful than her. When Rose seen Danny at the end, he told her, where have you been all my life? And she tried to make a deal with him, the young little boy that was in The Shining. She tried to make a deal with him and tell him, look, we'll both kill her and take all of her power, and me and you could take over the world. But he doesn't do it. Thank God. It's a good movie, but it's very, 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 very dark. Super dark. But it's also very important because it shows you so much truth of what's really going on in the world. Damn, look at all the butterflies she has on the wall. Freaking trauma-based mind control like a son bitch. But yeah, that's a crazy, crazy movie there, man. Dr. Sleep. This guy right here. Remember him, guys? I think his name's Danny, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure if that was his name. But yeah, I said this was represented in Stephen King's Dr. Sleep by the True Knot, the vampiric nomads that could extend their lives by torturing and killing the youth. As they were dying, they would release what was called the steam, and these vampiric entities would suck that steam through the mouth, regenerating themselves. They show us truth in films because it's universal law. They believe that if they tell us what they're doing and we do nothing about it and we allow it to happen, that it frees them karmically. It's also a form of magic known as lesser magic or revelation of the method. It makes the spell that much stronger, right? And that's what they're worshiping, these demonic reptilians. That's what the whole shit is. That's the real secret behind it all. It's these freaking reptilian type entities. Pazuzu 666, witchcraft. That's the number of sorcery. Image of Satan, dark matter 666. CERN is harvesting the dark matter from this upside down. And then Pizzagate 666. They were involved in ritualistic murder of the little ones. This reptilian demon feeds on that lower loose energy, like I just broke down for you. And Pazuzu, he had a consort. In some theories, it's considered his wife. And then in other theory or other circles, it's like his arch rival, right? And it's lamatsu. So Pazuzu, he appears when his homegirl lamatsu actively seeks out children she can devour. And guess who lamatsu's father? This is lamatsu, guys. And you never noticed Pazuzu and lamatsu kind of got a body of a serpent. They're always holding serpents, right? And then they got the head of the lion. Who's that? Who does that remind you of? Yald the Baal, the head archon. But guess who lamatsu's dad is, guys? This blew my mind when I found this out. Freaking Anu. Inky and Enlil's dad. So who would have known Inky and Enlil got a freaking crazy sister that's lamatsu? Guess, and you know who lamatsu is, right? It's Lilith. That's Lilith. So lamatsu was the female demon monster, malevolent goddess or demi-goddess who menaced women during childbirth, kidnapped their children while they were breastfeeding. She was the daughter of the sky god Anu. Lamatsu is depicted in mythology as a mythological hybrid. She had a hairy body, a lioness head with donkey teeth and ears, long fingers fingernails, and the feet of a bird, kind of like that depiction they have of Isis with the feet of the bird. Sharp talons. She often shown standing or kneeling on a donkey and nursing a pig and a dog and holding snakes. She thus bears some functions and resemblance of the demon Lilith in Jewish mythology. That's who she is. They're the same archetype. She is Lilith. It's 100% who she is. Lamatsu's father, the sky god Anu, unlike many other usual demonic figures and depictions in Mesopotamian lore, Lamatsu was said to act in malevolence of her own accord rather than at the god's instructions. Along with this, her name was written together with the cuneiform, and she bore 7 names that were described as 7 witches in incarnations, that she had 7 different witch names. Her evil deeds included, but were not limited to, slaying of the unborn, causing harm to mothers, eating men and drinking their blood, disrupting the sleep realm, bringing nightmares, killing foliage, infesting rivers and lakes, and being a bringer of disease and sickness and death. Pazuzu, a demon god, was invoked to protect birthing mothers and infants against Lamatsu's malevolence. Ain't that interesting? I wonder who Pazuzu, like, where does he play a role in the whole Anunnaki pantheon? I didn't really go down that rabbit hole. But they would usually wear amulets. Although Pazuzu was said to be the bringer of famine and drought, he was also invoked against evil for protection and against plagues, and he brought plagues. So it's very weird that he could also allegedly protect people, right? It's very bizarre, but this is him, Pazuzu. In ancient Mesopotamia, Pazuzu, the Akkadian name, that's his Akkadian spelling right there. Let's see does he have a father? Primordial beings. Pazuzu. A large number of Pazuzu's heads have been discovered, made from variety of metals. Okay, carved in. You know who Pazuzu is, guys? It's Mothman. You remember the Mothman? We're going to get into that in a second. That's who it is. It's 100% that's who it is. Okay, so there was well-documented use of Pazuzu in Mesopotamia. White magic. White magic was traditionally referred to using of supernatural powers or magic of selfless purposes. Practitioners of white magic have been given titles such as wise men or women healers and witches or wizards. Many of these people claim to have abilities to do such things. His inhuman and grotesque form can be inferred to have been used to frighten away unwanted guests, as well as prevent his wind demon subjects from entering the home and wreaking havoc. His role in rituals and magic is documented. Okay, who the hell is his dad? He's part of spells, incarnations, and special artifacts were used to gain the favor and protection of the demon. Such artifacts being placed in and around the home or worn on the person to achieve the desired effect. Damn, it doesn't really tell us who his dad was. That sucks. I probably did look too. Study appearance of Pazuzu remained fairly uniform throughout history. Pazuzu is depicted as a combination of diverse animals and human parts. His body of a canine form and through scaled, not furred, like a reptilian with bird talons for feet, 2 pairs of wings, a scorpion tail as his penis. He holds his right hand up and his left hand held down. Oh, what's that sound like, guys? The Baphomet does the same thing. One hand up, one down, as above, so below. Moon, sun. His face is striking with the horns, human ears, a dog-like muzzle, bulging eyes, and wrinkles on his cheeks. Man, this guy's a real looker, huh? There is a connection to the early Babylonian personification of the four winds with him. I just wish we could find out who his dad was, because that's very fascinating that Lamatsu is the son of Anu. I mean the daughter. My apologies. I never knew that. Did you guys? I never knew Inky and Enlil had a crazy ass sister, which is Lilith. So that makes me even trust these Anunnaki fucks even way less, seeing who all their family is. You know what I'm saying? Their family ain't nothing great. So Pazuzu, a god or demon, well, we already broke that part down. Now, who's this? This is the Mothman. When Mothman appeared in West Virginia in 1966, that was the same year the Church of Satan was founded in San Francisco. The Church of Satan, what do they worship? They say demons, but it's really these reptilians. Most people are unaware that there was an ancient Mesopotamian demon that looked precisely like the Mothman, the name Pazuzu. The unfamiliar with Mesopotamian demonology may remember seeing this entity as a stone idol found by the character Father Marion, I can never pronounce that, Marion, in the movie The Exorcist, which released December 26th of 1973. Now, that's an interesting year, guys. Technically, first of all, George Floyd was born that year. That war with Israel happened that year. That was the year we had the first official serial killer. Well, they say there was serial killers before that, but the first year they used the term serial killer. I think it was like this Texas serial killer, if I'm not mistaken, 1973. Unless they changed it again. The first time I looked it up, though, because I was trying to figure out when I was doing a decode on Dahmer, and I was trying to figure out when the first serial killer came up, and it said 73. But, you know, they're always changing shit on the internet now, so who knows? Hold on a second. I'm trying to see something real quick. Okay, make sure this is working. All right, there we go. Astral projection, the shadow. I can see your guys' comments back here while I'm talking. I got another screen open on my other computer. I should open this one too. That way I could see everybody on Facebook, Rumble, and freaking YouTube. Let me check out my YouTube people real quick. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I can see what you guys are saying in the comments too. You scroll past his parents. Who? Pazuzu's parents? Where? I didn't see Pazuzu's parents. Where was his parents at? Miss Twin A. Where's his parents, honey? Because I need to know. So if I went past them, please help me. I don't see his parents. Jasper carving, squatting Pazuzu, crouching position, copper owl. Damn, he had a bunch of different idols. They worshipped him. He's an ugly looking son bitch. Okay, from Yerk, known as Warka in the ancient city near the east, located in the east current bed of the Euphrates River. Ain't that where the fallen angels are, guys? Under the Euphrates River? Pazuzu is either standing in his position. Okay, Neo-Assyrian town of... Damn, he was really in that era. So where would his parents be from then? Primordial beings, seven gods of decay, other major deities, minor deities, demigods, Adapa Mesopotamian mythology figure who unknowingly refused the gift of immortality, was a legendary figure of ancient Mesopotamian mythology wartime, that Gilgamesh. There's Gilgamesh. But this ain't nothing, because it would say, if it was his parents or something, it would say parent, sibling. You know how it usually says that, guys? It don't say that. Make sure you smash that like button too. Damn, we got over 100 people in YouTube and over 100 on Facebook. How many we got over here on Rumble? We got like 400 up in this bitch right now, streaming on all of our channels. I mean, Lilith. Okay, it's under the spirits in the monster tab. Scroll back down. You were right by it when she first said it. Okay. The spirit in the monster tab. She said, spirit in the monster tab. What the fuck? Am I tripping here? Parents and siblings, right? Right here. His father, his father is Hapu. Who the fuck is that? The staggering one or the perverted one? I never heard of this dude. Oh my Lord. This is his dad? Let's check this guy out. Who the hell is Hapu? Let's search the web for Hapu. Oh, shit. His dad was Chinese? That cannot be him, right? That is not the right guy. I guarantee it. Hapu, Chinese later. Hapu came from, according to the ancestral story. No, that cannot be him. How about Wikipedia mythology? Hapu, gods of earth, water, fire, era. Pazuzu, here it is. So it's spelled different. That's weird. It's Hanpa. Hanbai. Henbai. There's Pazuzu. Okay, so father of Pazuzu. Yep, here it is. That's his dad. Damn, I wonder what he looks like. I want to see who this motherfucker's got Gematria is. Pazuzu's daddy. What's he vibrating at? Oh, it's probably Osiris, guys. Look, 14. That's Osiris's number. Osiris was chopped up in 14 pieces, remember? Isis found 13 of the pieces, made a gold phallus, performed necromancy with it, had sex with the dead, and then little baby Horus was born. So you also got that 34 number, which is tethered, alien agenda. Interesting. Thank you, Tiffany and Miss Twin A. Shout out to both y'all, Tiffany Avert and Miss Twin A. I appreciate y'all girls. Thank you, because I damn sure didn't see that. So that's very fascinating, and I have no clue who that is, so I'm going to have to look into this one. See, I love learning new shit. That's why I like doing these type of lives. And I like interacting with my chat, because I would have never known that if I wouldn't have looked in the damn chat. You know what I'm saying? So you, just like I teach y'all teach me shit too, or help me lead me to stuff. Aside from his relationship with Pazuzu, very little is known about him. Yeah, I mean, let's ask AI about him. Let's ask AI. Hold on. Let's see what bitch ass AI says about him. This Nephilim AI. It's got the database, everything. Who is this god? Give me a complete breakdown on everything you can find on him. He is the father of... Oh, shit. No. There we go. Let's see, guys. Oh, shit. How about also known as Hanapa? Is a somewhat inanimate figure in Mesopotamian mythology, particularly within the Sumerian and Akkadian traditions. He's recognized as the father of Pazuzu, the demon of the southwestern winds, or Hawaii. Oh, shit. Don't that kind of look like the Chinese phone company right there? Hawaii, right? Let me see something real quick. Oh, shit. Was he like a goat thing? Damn, look at him. There's a clay mask of him. It looks like some type of freaking alien thing. So, damn, they got a story with Gilgamesh in him. Gilgamesh in Hawaii. Man, this is crazy. Sumerian poem relating to the expedition of Gilgamesh and Enkidu, the cedar forest, and slaying of the monster demon. Oh, shit. That's the one that Gilgamesh and Enkidu was fighting, remember? They never tell you that, though, for real. I never knew that. Did you guys? So the best preserved copy. Now look at his face. That's some type of. His eyes look crazy as shit. Like, I mean, I don't know what it is. The best preserved copy dates from 19 to 16 BCE. Through the poems, it is understood that he is much older and was the most Mesopotamian literature was passed down by oral tradition until preserved in written form. Damn, so there's not a lot on this dude. I'm going to look into him. I'm going to find out everything about him. But he was a demon, meaning supernatural entity, not evil spirit in the epic home by his death. And Enkidu's later, the goddess of Ishtar's result in his death. Damn. So he was some other Anunnaki, probably older. I wonder if he's related to Anu, because Lamatsu, her dad was Anu, right? And then Pazuzu's dad is this freaking demon, the monster demon, they called it. They slayed him in the cedar forest. That's very fascinating. Anyways, so that's who that is, right? Now we figured that part out. Okay, so the Mothman, back to the Mothman. Okay. Father Merrin in the movie The Exorcist, which was released December 26 of 1973, long after the tragedy at the Silver Bridge. So there was this crazy ritual tied to the Silver Bridge collapsing in West Virginia, and reports of a winged figure that terrorized the residents of Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Remember that, guys? The Mothman was first reported in 1966. On November 15th of 1966, in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, two young couples claimed to have seen a large creature with glowing red eyes and wings near an area known as TNT area, a former World War II munition site. This marked the beginning of a series of sightings that lasted until the collapse of the Silver Bridge. So see how it's tied to the bridge collapses? I think we're going to see Pazuzu come back with the Golden Gates. And the Silver Gates was 9/11, represented that. The Silver Gates, the moon, Isis, and then the Golden Gates will represent the Galactic Center. There really is a Golden Gate. It's known as the Galactic Center, the portal that connects heaven to earth. And that's what they say. The Messiah is going to come back through, but they want to destroy that symbolically, right? So that's why they'll destroy that, the whole Golden Gate situation. It's fascinating from the first sighting of the Mothman until, so, okay. We see there's a connection to the Mothman, Pazuzu, and Pazuzu was in The Exorcist, right? Okay, so here's how the Collins Elite come into it all. So from the sighting of the Mothman until the release of the movie The Exorcist, so from November 15th of 1966 until December 26th of 1973, that's 7 years, 1 month, and 11 days. 7/11, that's 7111. That's 371 months, guys. See, 371 months, which is also 711.78% of the common year. 711 is numeric ritual. 9/11 was really a 7/11 ritual because September is the 7th month. It doesn't even September what it means. It's tied to 7. They gave us a fake calendar. This Gregorian calendar, it's bullshit. It's not the real months. And there's actually 13, not 12, but they lied to us about everything, these little bitches. So from that date to there, 371 weeks, which is the number of the Collins Elite. Collins Elite, 371. And I played to you what they are, right? The Collins Elite. Here's a video I have a little more detailed on the Collins Elite. Very fascinating who these Collins Elite are. Oops, hold on a second. Volume. Did I mess the volume up on here or something? Let me see what happened. I don't know what the hell's going on. Oh, here we go. I see now. Let me try now. Why won't it turn the volume back?
Peculiar belief. This surreptitious faction, the Collins Elite, possesses a theory that may dramatically shift your perspective on UFO sightings. They propose an extraordinary connection, not to distant galaxies or advanced extraterrestrial species, but to the ominous and arcane practices of influential figures like Aleister Crowley and Jack Parsons. According to the Collins Elite, these activities have not just opened portals, but have cracked the fabric of our reality, enabling demonic entities to infiltrate our world. This theory is supported by numerous historical accounts of occult practices where it is claimed that rituals were used to communicate with other worldly entities. UFO sightings during periods of heightened occult activity, implying a potential correlation. And these aren't just ordinary demons. These entities, they assert, are the real cause behind the enigma of UFO sightings and alien abductions. They back this claim with various abduction stories, where abductees often describe their experiences as nightmarish and hellish, eerily similar to traditional depictions of demonic encounters. The Collins Elite further suggests these otherworldly visitors are not from a galaxy far away, but from a much darker and sinister place that lies within the shadows of our own reality. They present a plethora of ancient texts and religious scriptures that allude to the existence of such evil realms. Thus, the Collins Elite proposes a fascinating and startling: UFOs might not be what you think they are. They might not be extraterrestrial in nature, but rather interdimensional. Intriguing, isn't it? The evidence is certainly compelling and worth considering. Now, these aren't your usual aliens we're talking about. The Collins Elite, a secret government cabal, believes that the world is under the influence of entities, not from another planet, but from a darker, more sinister place. These entities, they believe, are the result of occult activities performed by notorious figures like Aleister Crowley and Jack Parsons, which have opened up portals for these entities to seep into our world. But what's their purpose, you ask? Well, the Collins Elite suggests that these entities are orchestrating a grand scheme. They're controlling a process of disclosure to convince us, the public, that extraterrestrial life exists. But it's not out of benevolence or an attempt to broaden our horizons. No, their ultimate goal is to establish a new world order for global governance. Sounds like something out of a dystopian novel, doesn't it? However, within the Collins Elite, there's division. Yes, even secret societies have their disagreements. Some members believe that the best way to combat this perceived threat is by establishing a Christian theocracy. They argue that only a theocratic rule can ward off these demonic forces. But this approach raises questions about their understanding of theology and their uncritical assumptions about end times. It's a complex narrative that deviates from the usual aliens are among us stories. Instead of little green men from Mars or hyper-intelligent beings from a distant galaxy, we're dealing with entities from a darker realm, controlling our perception of reality and our understanding of extraterrestrial life. And all this, they believe, is part of a grand scheme to establish a new world order. Quite a twist to the usual UFO narratives, right? Well, let's delve into that. The story of the Collins elite, a supposed secret government cabal, is unquestionably intriguing. However, the credibility of the narrative hinges heavily on the accounts of anonymous informants, their identities concealed by the veil of secrecy. While there are a few documents that seem to corroborate aspects of the tale, they are far from conclusive. The alleged link between occult activities and UFO sightings or alien abductions. That's a connection yet to be substantiated with concrete evidence. Remember, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. But it does raise an eyebrow, doesn't it? Should we just accept these claims at face value, or should we probe deeper, seeking more substantial proof? So it's a conspiracy shrouded in mystery, with more questions than answers. This brings us to the end of the Collins Elite saga. Let's do a quick recap of this intriguing theory. The Collins Elite, a supposed secret government group, believes that occult activities by Aleister Crowley and Jack Parsons opened portals allowing demonic entities into our world. These entities, they propose, are the real explanation behind UFO sightings and alien abductions. They also argue that these demons are manipulating the process of disclosure, aiming to convince us all of extraterrestrial life and establish a new world order. There's a division within the group, with some advocating for a Christian theocracy to combat these supposed demonic forces. However, the credibility of this story is a matter of debate. It's based on secret informants and lacks concrete evidence linking these occult activities to UFO phenomena. What do you make of this? Do you believe the Collins elite theory, or do you have other ideas about UFOs? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Until next time, keep questioning everything. Uncharted Mystery signing off.
Shout out to Uncharted Mysteries. They used AI to make that, but it's not too bad. So that breaks down the Collins elite. Yeah, there's many different theories on them, but Mothman. Look at the numerology of Mothman, guys. Mothman is 30 in Chaldean Gematria, matching they live, and reptilians. That's also the number of the vampires, right? And that's what Pazuzu is. It's some type of reptilian demonic entity, but it goes so much further back than what we believe, what we even know. So you think The Exorcist is the first time we see this archetype, but it wasn't. It was. Here's the bridge collapse. Look at this. So this happened. Where's that bridge? 46 people were killed during this. 46 guys. Take the two branches of Freemasonry. What do you got? 33 in the Scottish Rite, the red, the sun, and 13 in the blue, the York, which is 46. We also have 46 chromosomes, 23 from your mom, 23 from your father. But here's the creature that was seen during this bridge collapse. Very fascinating. I never knew them two things were connected. That kind of blew my mind there. So when we first started seeing the archetype of this entity, it was in the movie Fantasia in 1940, the same exact archetype. And Disney, it was also in Jeepers Creepers. Remember the entity from Jeepers Creepers? It's the same art entity, same archetype. And in Jeepers Creepers, remember they had Bat Out of Hell on the bar. I mean the barn. I said the bar. Lamatsu's tied to that 23 number, which is the fallen angels, alien 23, the enigma of the number 23. There's a lot. 9/11's totally connected to the number 23 too, the date and all that. Where's that one part I had here? Damn, I was trying to find the day Walt Disney died. So there's a crazy connection there too. Disney. Oh, here it is. So, yeah, and then check this out, guys. All the dates, it all happens on the 15th. You notice that? The 15th. Well, CERN is 15. November 15th, 1966. That was the date of the first Mothman sighting in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. And then a year later, December 15th of 1966, Walt Disney passed away. So no, my apologies. The first time they seen him was December of 66. Then the bridge collapse, 1967. And let me see up here, make sure I got that date right. Wednesday, December 26th. Okay, yeah, just the 26th was the day the movie released with Pazuzu in it. And then remember that was The Exorcist. And then the first sighting, because the Mothman was seen before the bridge collapse, but it always shows up during these cataclysms. It showed up during another bridge collapse too. Where was the other one where it showed up during? Let me see. The Chernbog appears in the segment A Night on the Bald Mountain and has been called Disney's best representation of pure evil. The huge nocturnal winged demon is based on the god of the night in Slavic mythology, which wait till you see that thing. It's the same freaking type of entity. So many different cultures worship this crazy looking reptilian bat demon god. And remember the creeper in Jeepers Creepers, what color was he? Green, like Osiris, right? He was a freaking reptilian, man. Go back and watch that Jeepers Creepers, especially in the newer one where you can really see him good. And when did the creeper show up, guys? Every 23 years. Remember? He showed up every 23 years. That 23 number, man. Lamatsu's number. There's definitely something going on here. Something very strange tied to the Anunnaki and all this. The image of the winged demon continues to pop up. And it was also popped up before the devastating I-35 bridge collapse in Minneapolis. That happened in 2007, which I didn't even know about that. Like, there's all these bridge collapses, so I can't wait. I guarantee we're going to see some weird shit coming when the new one happens. I wonder if anybody in Baltimore, when that bridge collapsed, if there's any sightings of the Mothman. We should look into that. I didn't even think of that. But here's the one, Minneapolis I-35 bridge collapse. Something's up with these bridge collapses, man. Minneapolis, the Twin Cities. And that's why they had, wasn't George Floyd's ritual in Minneapolis, guys? Is Minneapolis the Twin Cities? George Floyd was killed there, right? In the Twin Cities on the 19-year anniversary of the Twin Towers. And then he had the two bald twins standing on each end of his coffin. It was some type of twin ritual. I'm pretty sure that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's the Twin Cities. But I've never been out there. St. Paul maybe, and I forget the other one. All right, let me check the comments now. All right. Oh, yeah. And that 15 number, real quick, for anybody new in here, you see how all the dates were on the 15th? Well, that's a number tied to the dimensions, and that's where I believe these entities come from. They're interdimensional. The number 15 is the number of, you got it, CERN. CERN 15. Damn, we still got Linda King's name up on the screen. Was that there the whole time? It probably was, but that's cool. It doesn't matter. Evil 15, CERN 15, Alien 15, Awake 15. CERN had the Awake experiment. What are they awaking, guys? Phosphorus is 15. Lucifer, Phosphorus, the light bearer. Which then, what is the atomic weight of phosphorus? 30. Reptilian 30. They live 30. Algorithm 30. Alien hybrid 30. That's when you see that 30 number repeated over and over, think of energy harvest. That's always tied to Loosh energy harvest, that 30 number. It's tied to the vampire archetypes, the Looshing. So when you see it over and over in these media stories, that's what it's usually tied to. So besides that, what all, damn, they cut my live off of my Twitter. They didn't share my live out to my Twitter. Why'd they do that? I don't like that shit. Oh, that really annoys me. Scroll. Can't post comment to someone's destination. What are they doing to my comments right now? Are they freezing them? Someone try to comment. Someone leave a comment. I want to see something. Something weird looks like it's going on right now. What are they up to? Because we got hella people in here right now, and I see the comments look like they're stuck on the same freaking comment. That's very bizarre. Unless they're just not letting me. Hold on, let me look on my phone. Let me check on my phone real quick. Maybe that's why. Let me go here. Okay, let me look on here. Have you guys been seeing all this shit going on in the sky? Yeah, see, look at all these comments in here. None of them are showing up on what is going on right now. What are you guys up to with your censorship bullshit? There's hella people talking on Facebook. Rosa Swall checking comments, and I don't see none of these comments popping up on my thing on here, on my StreamYard. So I can, you know how like when I show the comment like that, boom, or I see Donut though. Shout out to Donut, Dick and Donuts, our brother Donut right there. Donut, hit me up tomorrow, bro, or you can hit me up later tonight if you get time. Let's book a podcast for me and you. It's been too long. I miss you, brother. I seen your little cute picture with you out there in the beautiful snow mountains of Utah, looking all majestic and shit. What was you doing out there, skiing? I know that shit was cold, bro, Utah. Did you get some good video footage for us of the freaking of the Mormon beehives and shit? I would love to go to Utah. If I go to Utah, I just want to go look at all their bee symbolism. I know that city's full of bee symbolism, which gets into the Merovingians. I would love to see it. I think they believe, don't they believe that don't the Mormons believe they're one of the lost tribes, Donut? Or is that not true? I thought someone told me that, but I don't know if it's true. You know, we hear all kinds of crazy shit on the internet. That's my hometown. What's going on out there, Tiffany? Out there in Utah. Utah's on some ancient ley line shit, too. I wonder what that energy's like out there in Utah. What's that place? What's the place where you live, Donut, in Arizona, that has all that crazy energy? Remember the eclipse went over it, brother, the Four Corners area? What's that place called? You told me before. I just can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. You said the energy there is no. Oh yeah, Sedona. I want to go there too. Sedona. You should get us some footage out there, bro. You should go out in Sedona. I wish I lived out in them places. I'd be getting hella footage. like Sedona. I want to go out there and see what the hell's going on. Is there still Indians out there in Sedona? Or what did they do with all the Indians, I wonder? I never see none. I mean, they were populated this whole damn country at one time. Now you don't see them nowhere. It's like, where the hell did they all go? Oh, Donut, you should come on with me on the 7th, brother. On December 7th at noon. You'll be sleeping probably, though. But if you're not sleeping, Phase 1's coming on. Shout out to my boy, Phase 1. He'll be on here December 7th at noon, guys. You guys know who Phase 1 is? Yeah, he'll be on. That'll be a fun episode. I'd like to get B-Dell. You, if you want to come on. I want to do a big one, though, with our whole team again. Like we did before when we decoded what was that movie we did with Julia Roberts? Damn, I forget the name. Oh, Leave the World Behind. That was a really good decode. If you guys haven't ever seen our decode on Leave the World Behind, go on truthmafia.com. There's like 7 of them up there now, so you got to find the right one because so many people did hella decodes on Leave the World Behind. But there's one with me, Donut, Ani, J Dreams, Paranoid American. I forget who else, but it was an amazing breakdown. And it was like right after the movie came out. Oh, man, this person's back again. Is the AI back in our comments again? Yeah, I think it is, guys. Remember last time we got attacked by the freaking AI at the end of the podcast? If you watch our last podcast, I literally blocked this freaking AI like 20 times. And it just kept coming back and back and back and back and back. That might be the podcast they took down. I'm not sure. They didn't even strike me. They just took it down. I'm behind some, but serial killer Texas. Was he not connected to Jack the Ripper, if I'm not mistaken? And yes, I know Jack is in London, but something I heard in the trains. That Jack the Ripper dude, they said there was a connection to a killer that was in Chicago, too. Damn, what was the name of that castle in Chicago where all them killings were taking place? There's multiple different theories on Jack the Ripper, like who he really was. Who do you think it was, Jack the Ripper? I really don't know. I haven't looked into Jack the Ripper enough to know. I just heard a couple theories online, but I stopped believing most of the shit I heard online. When I first got into conspiracies, all the stuff we heard online, most of it's all lies anyways. They flood the truther community with lies. And then all they do is re-parrot shit. You know what I mean? They just hear somebody else say it, so they re-say it and re-say it and re-say it and re-say it and re-say it. It's fucking crazy. And they know people are stupid, so they know they're going to continue to do that. Just parrot and parrot and parrot and parrot. It's the same bullshit that is not even true. That the elites or the deep state, whatever you want to call them, are the ones injecting it into the truth community. Like 99% of it's lies. That's why it's so important to do your own research. Don't believe none of us, including me. Go research the shit yourself. I've found out more stuff that way. And, back in the day, I would want to be the first one to share something or hurry up and share it while I was going viral. So I would just reshare it after I knew something was, oh, this is going viral. Let me reshare that. But now I don't do that dumb shit no more. I research it first, give my own opinion on it, my own thought. And if you don't do that, you're most likely going to share something because here's what they do. They'll make something go viral, right? They control what goes viral. So they'll let something go viral and then it'll be false. And they do it on purpose, but it'll be super enticing. Like people, you want to believe in it It looks real cool. It sounds cool. So all the truth seekers are sharing it. And then like 5 days later, they come out with a super fact check and fact check everybody's pages. And then Instagram puts that little bullshit on your Instagram. So when somebody goes to share your post now, it says, are you sure you want to share this page? They've shared false information multiple times. That's how they get you. It's a hustle, man. And then you'll get your page taken down for sharing false information if you do it too much. So you got to be careful. You know, a lot of hustles going on out here in this truther community. Dallas, Fort Worth, chemtrails every day, airport in every corner, linguistic military and passenger planes, total pollution with it. That's probably the biggest threat we face as humanity right now, honestly. These freaking chemtrails. They're just like poisoning us and no one cares. You know what I mean? It's so normalized now, nobody cares anymore. Like, oh, that's normal. Yeah, they're just spraying shit in our sky that's getting into our water, that's destroying our crops. But hey, don't worry about it. You know, you'll be fine. Just Netflix and chill. Netflix and chill. That's all. Netflix and chill. Okay, before we go, you know what we need to do real quick? Let's go take a gander at the news feed. I love that word, gander. I don't know why the fuck I started using it. I think my grandmother used it. Okay, newsfeed. Let's see what's going on now in the world today. FBI warns. Oh, yeah. This was interesting. I started doing a blog on this earlier, and then ChatGPT erased my whole blog, so it pissed me off. It's all tied to the number 48, which is simulated reality, BlackRock. It gets into BlackRock and Vanguard. Did you guys see this where FBI warns iPhone users not to text Android users and vice versa because there was this hacking that happened? Damn, it made me so mad because I had such a really good breakdown and decode on it. And I was writing it all out on my ChatGPT because I'll write it in the comment box, and then I have a spell check, a prompt that I set up that spell checks my stuff and rewords it just to make it sound better. Like, you know, not so hood, because you guys know how Tommy talks. My shit would be hood as hell. So I wanted to resonate with more people, just sound kind of super white. And I put it in there, I break it down, and then I hit enter and feed it through my spell check thing, and it just deleted it all. It didn't respell none of it. So I should have copied and pasted it and saved it on my notes, and then I'll never make that mistake again. Because it was probably like an hour and a half of decoding, and it just messed my shit up. All right. Did I put the volume on so we can listen to this real quick? Hold on. Stop screen share. Share screen. Entire window volume. There we go. Hey, why won't you share it? Oh, damn it. Share. There you go. I want to see what happened here.
The FBI is warning about texting between iPhones and Androids because those messages aren't fully secure. Unlike iPhone to iPhone or Android to Android chats, which are encrypted, cross-platform text can be intercepted by hackers. Apple's version of RCS, Rich Communication Services, a messaging upgrade, doesn't have end-to-end encryption for these texts yet. To keep your chats safe, use encrypted apps like WhatsApp or Telegram.
Oh, yeah, let's use WhatsApp. Who's WhatsApp owned by, guys? Oh, Meta, Facebook, which used to be LifeLog. Who owns Meta? Who owns the biggest stock and share of Meta? BlackRock. Yeah, let's use them. Let's use them.
These apps encrypt your messages, making them unreadable to hackers, even if intercepted. WhatsApp uses end-to-end encryption by default, ensuring only you and the recipient can read the messages. Telegram offers secret chats with added privacy features like self-destructing messages. Both apps prioritize security, making them harder for hackers to access compared to standard text messages between iOS and Android devices. And if your friend refuses to switch, just say, "Do it for our safety, or I'll stop texting you." Sometimes security means tough love.
Sounds like you're trying to censor us and keep us from talking to each other. That's what I feel. Oh yeah, don't text your friend no more. Don't talk. Just hey, don't talk on your phone and use your text messages where we can't read it. Use our app so we can read it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you, Mark Zuckerberg. No thanks, bud. I'll use my encrypted shit. Use Proton Mail. That's super encrypted. I ain't using your guys' bullshit. Sounds like a setup to me. Power bank. Wait, what was this one? Power bank explodes on board plane in China. Oh, shit. What's this all about? This was 2 days ago. Damn, that'd suck. If that happens when you're on the plane, that'd kind of be scary though, right?
Seconds after taking 33
What's up with all these plane situations going on right now in the 23rd anniversary year of 9/11? Russia warship fires at German helicopter. Oh shit, what was that all about? When was this? I'm tired of them sharing stories that are 20 years old. Like, why are they telling us about shit? Seems like they just have AI recycling all this news feeds. That's what I feel like. Oh, these are the most damaged bridges in the world. The United States is paralyzed. What? And is not going to get any better. Why are we paralyzed? Lake effect phenomenon is currently sweeping across the northeastern part of the United States. The lake effect has resulted in an exponential snowstorm, paralyzing part of the country, including Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and New York. There ain't not a damn drop of snow here. I'm in Ohio. What are they talking about? Where is it? I don't see no damn paralyzing snow. There ain't no snow here. Maybe it's coming tonight, right? Oh, shit. Look at my dad's shit on here on a commercial. Did you see that? Damn, Pops must have paid for a damn commercial. That's crazy. I didn't even realize that. That's pretty hilarious. Body line. Links in the description. Oh, so, guys, before we go, I always got to give my movie recommendations. And yes, F Movies is back in effect. They are back. For now, anyways. Until they get taken down again. So what do they got up here? Saturday night. That sucked. I watched it. It was terrible. The new Venom's pretty good. The new Gladiator, super fire. What I highly recommend is Red 1. It's amazing. I thought it was going to be stupid, but it's all about the Hyperborean civilization, and they got all this advanced technology. Santa's like a I don't know how old he is, like 10,000-year-old entity that's super strong. It's really good though. It's actually really good. I'm waiting on Jay Dreams. I think he watched it now. Shout out to Jay Dreamers. Me and him are gonna decode that. And then me and Donut are gonna watch this live with you guys, The Apprentice. We're going to watch it do a Rumble exclusive with you guys and break that down. I don't know how many of you guys seen The Apprentice, but there's so much programming in that shit. This new one came out. I haven't seen it yet. Star Wars Skeleton. And they don't show you Wicked on here. You can't see Wicked on here. But if you type it in up here, it comes up. They try to hide it. Wicked. Just type in Wicked. Go to search. Hey, what the hell? It's terrible. I was going to decode it with Ani. I might decode it with Ani, but I don't know, man. I can't get past 30-minute mark. It's horrible. It's a freaking musical. The whole damn thing's a musical. So, I don't know. I'm going to try, though. Ani said there's a lot of programming for the melanated people. I forget exactly what he said, so I don't want to say the wrong thing and misquote him, but you have to go check out his Facebook, Ani Asaru. He was saying something about it. But yeah, what was the good one I watched? Because there's one really good one I want. Oh, Landman, guys. Watch that. Donut, if you're still on here, check out Landman, brother. It's the new one with Billy Bob Thornton. Remember, he used to carry Angelina Jolie's blood around on his neck? That dude. And it's about the oil companies. But it's so good. My mom got me hip to it. I asked her, I tried to tell her to watch, what's it called? Outlander. I tried to get my mom hip to Outlander. Jessica, my homegirl Jessica on here, she likes Outlander. Season 7's on here, Jess, if you want to watch it. But I watched the whole season 7. It's really good, too. And Outlander is all about time travel. It's really good. I'm going to decode it. But my mom didn't like it, and she told me to watch Landman, which is the new one with Billy Bob. I think that's the right name. Hold on. Let me see. It's so good, man. Landman. I think that's what it's called. Oops. Not Ant-Man. Landman, dummy. Yeah, right here, guys. Landman, season 1's out. It is fire. I don't know why it kind of reminds me, and I don't know why it does, but it kind of got like a Yellowstone vibe to it. But it's not about horses and Yellowstone, but it's just like, for some reason, it has that vibe. If you get what I'm saying. I wonder who created it, if it's the same people. But it was good, man. Really good. I binge watched the whole first season. It was that good. Damn, there's my dad shit again. Shout out to Body Align with the hella commercials. I'm gonna ask Pops how much money he put into that shit. Look, there's his shit again. Look, guys. He must be smacking the shit out of some commercials, because I'm seeing them everywhere. Look, the next evolution. That shit ain't cheap either. I'm gonna ask him how much he paid for that. I'm gonna get me a commercial with me and Donut on there. That's what we're about to do, Donut. Put our own damn commercial up. We'd have to make it tight as shit, though, dude. You riding on a dolphin. You know what I'm saying? All right, so that's all I got for you guys today. Don't forget, come over here. Check out truthfultv.com. We got an amazing sale going on right now. Check out some of the new products. Oh, and guys, don't forget, check out the social media site that I put together over there for you so you can share information. Truthfultv.com. Check it out. I revamped the whole website, so it's a different color right now. Make it a little more bright on the eyes. And we got the 48 Laws of Power over there. Check that book out. We got the grounding shoes. We got a whole bunch of different stuff over here. You just got to go through it. Now you can see the shop, too, on the front page. or go to the shop. But you go up here to the menu and scroll down. You'll see everything and see where it says groups. Click on groups. Bada bing, social media. We got our own freaking Facebook over here. So we got Truthful Social, Codebreaker's Corner. That's Matrix Codebreaker. He got his own little Decode corner. And it's just like freaking Facebook. Donut, you need to come set up your own account over here. So you have your profile, your followers, who you're following. You set up your, just exactly like Facebook. And then I'll have all your posts, all your videos that you do. I mean, we build it the same way, except no censorship. You can post what you want. See, all of our different people. Pretty cool, right? So come over there, check that out, join it, share some stuff. If you start sharing weird shit and trolling and spamming my shit, I'll block you so quick your head will spin, though. We do not censor, but we do censor trolls. All you little trolls out there that like to spam, you will be up out of here. And you pedos. No pedos allowed. Because the pedos always want to come and post their weird stuff to try to get you in trouble. So with that being said, we did 2 hours and 50 minutes. Tonight was a freaking long one. Shout out to my boy Benjamin. Thank you. I tried my best, brother. Loading power bank, crappy lithium cells. Oh, don't worry, Mike. They'll be getting more lithium when they from North Carolina. They're going to be stealing all their lithium, so they'll have some more of that. No problem. It's on every Sunday night. Only 4 episodes dropped so far. Tiff, are you talking about Landman? That's the shit. We're going to be talking about that girl for a minute now because I'm into it. Landman, I'm on board. The one, there's 2 series I'm so excited and I don't know when they're coming out. So if anybody knows, please go ahead and tell me. Season 5 of Stranger Things. When the hell is that coming out? I've been waiting for it for 3 years now. And, 2 years. And season 6 of Yellowstone. Them are the 2 I'm so excited about. I want to see season 6 of Yellowstone whenever the hell it comes. And season 5 of Stranger Things. Also, Foundation. I can't wait for season 2 of Foundation to come out. That's on Apple TV. It should be coming out. I guess they're coming out with a new one of what's that one called on Apple TV? Where they all work at the office and they get that chip in their head, so when they go home, it flips them over. And they can't remember their life at the office. Starts with an S. Damn, I can't remember. But there's a lot of black news symbolism in that series. What is it called? But that one's coming out with season 2 here real soon. So that'll be cool. That's a good one to watch. How they put some brain chip in you, which makes you forget your work life. You don't remember anything that happens at work. Once you walk out the door, it flips over, but it's supposed to be next summer, but who knows? I hope so. I hope that one comes out. Have you watched the new Afraid on Netflix? It came out last night. Crazy. Nope, haven't checked it out, but thank you, Tiff. I will be checking it out right after this because I just got a brand new bed. So I'm about to go lay on this big-ass bed I got and watch Afraid. I'm going to check it out for you. And I will let you know tomorrow in our podcast. So I love y'all. Smash that like button. Share the video. And go watch Donut. You know he'll be going live in about an hour. Probably between 11 and 12. That's when Little Donut likes to go live. So go hit the reminder on his shit. hit the bell, hit notifications so you can check out his video. Hey, Donut, you know you're starting to look like Paranoid American, right? I don't know, y'all been podcasting too much, bro. When I seen you the other night, your beard and everything, you guys are starting to look like fucking twins over there. I even heard Paranoid American, since he's been podcasting with you, people in the comments the other night were saying he's turning a little hood now and getting a little swagger to him, which that's good. He needs a little of that in him anyways, a little flavor. You know what I'm saying? But I swear to God, when I was watching their video, I'm like, holy shit, is Donut starting to look a little bit like Paranoid? You know how when women hang around each other a lot, they start to sync up their menstrual cycles? I think that might be happening to our two brothers. And with that being said, I love y'all. Knowledge is power. Truthful. Out.
Yo, we living in a sim, reality's a game. NPCs around us, they all look the same. Soulless entities controlled by AI. Quantum computer running life, asking why. Are you just a player, controlled by machine? Or a first player character, living the dream? Tap into the code, break free from the lies. Decode your gematria, see through their disguise. In the simulation, what's your role, what's your fate? Are you real or controlled, can you navigate? Elites use gematria, secrets in the code. Find out your archetype, let the truth unfold. Super quantum computer, pulling all the strings. NPCs moving like puppets on a swing. The matrix got nothing on the life we lead. Green letters falling, it's the truth we need. Are you just a player, controlled by machine? Or a first player character, living the dream? Tap into the code, break free from the lies. Decode your gematria, see through their disguise. In the simulation, what's your role, what's your fate? Are you real or controlled, can you navigate? Elites use gematria, secrets in the code.